Hello, Megan. How are
Hi,
you?
Tammy. Good. How are you doing today?
I am good. Good. Well, we're waiting on a storm.
Oh, okay.
We're under a tornado watch, not a warning. So,
Y'all seem to get those quite a bit, huh?
yeah, that's the way it is here.
Yeah.
But uh, it's not raining or anything. It's been really windy today. We got a wind advisory. And we also, for tomorrow, we have a freeze warning advisory. Now, tornadoes
Mm,
usually don't come around when it's freezing weather, but here in this state, apparently
it
they
does.
do.
It does now.
It does now. So I think it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like 29 tonight or tomorrow night. And I'm like, and now we're under a tornado watch. So guess what? Wait around. It'll
Yeah.
change around here, but I
Yeah.
think I think we're gonna be okay. I wanted to start earlier today, but I just could not get it together. So
Yeah.
so
That's okay.
6:30 became the time. So
Right.
let's see who's in
That's all
here. I
right.
see Miss Smith.
Yes.
Hello,
Hello,
Miss
Miss
Smith.
Smith.
Miss Eve. She's always rocking it
Yes.
here, Miss
Hello.
Eve.
How are you both doing? And hi, Chief.
Chief is in your chat. Very good. Oh, there he
Mm-hmm.
is. I see him. I see you, Chief. Um, and that must be Chief sending all the wind this way. He just with
Yeah, his giant whispers.
his whispers, they're
He's
coming this
sending all the
way.
tornadoes your way these days.
That's right. That's where all
You
the
got more
wind
you got more
advisories.
tornadoes when Chief started showing up, huh?
That's right. That's where all my wind advisories coming from.
Yeah.
Miss Smith has lots of water where she's at. They got
Oh,
lots
yeah?
and lots of rain. They did. They have mudslides and
Oh, wow.
it's pretty bad where she's at, so hopefully this
Oh, yeah.
weather calms down and
Yeah, hopefully.
everybody gets some.
Less sliding going on soon for you, hopefully.
Yeah, that's she showed me some pictures. That's I've never seen, been around where it's a mudslide because
Yeah.
we really don't have. I mean, we're mainly flat out here, but
Yeah. We
yeah,
had a little bit of that one time. We're kind of like we're in Rock Island, Texas. So it's not like it was a lot of like hills or anything like that, but just a lot of rain. It would come
yeah,
right through like a flash flood type thing. It would wash our roads away and stuff.
oh yeah,
So that's the
yeah,
only time I ever kind of had something similar, but it was only one time.
yeah.
So it
That
was a
was
mess though.
no,
Yeah,
that
it was a
was
mess.
no.
They had to come airlift well, like, they had helicopters to airlift certain people out, and then they had, like, other people, like, volunteers that were helping us walk across to get over this bridge because
Yeah.
it had a bunch of holes in it. It had washed the bridge out. So they
Oh,
had to carry us around all the holes because if you fell in, like, you'd be gone. It
oh
would just
yeah.
suck you under and you
For
were
that
gone because it was
Russian.
going really fast.
Mm.
So we were all little too. We were all really little. Hi,
There's
Tara.
Tara. There's
Yes, how are
Tara.
you? And hello, Wolfie.
We are turning cold again Monday and Tuesday. Yep, that's what. Yep, here too.
It was cold. Not yesterday, but the day before, and then it got hot yesterday, and then all of a sudden everybody felt really sick because it literally snapped so quick. Because
Yeah,
we're in Texas, right on the water too,
yeah,
so
and
it's
give you a
really humid.
whiplash.
It's humid.
Hello, Ren and Grey Wolf. How are you, love? How are you, love? Yes. So me and Megan thought we would do just a smorgasbord of stuff
Yeah,
today. Um, just some different stuff.
like a Sunday feast,
A Sunday
whatever
feast.
you want.
So I got just a creeper in the window. So,
Yeah,
what would y'all like to do first? Did y'all see the Erica Kirk video that I done?
it was very good. I enjoyed it.
Very good. Have y'all had a chance to watch it? Anybody in chat? Have you had a chance to watch it? Megan also done a video on Erica Kirk.
I
Also,
did. I don't even remember what I did the reading on now. I'm like, I don't remember if it was.
did you
Let me
do the
see.
energy around her, or
I'm
did you
trying to
do?
think.
I think you done.
Hmm. I know
I,
I looked into it right after.
yeah, I think you went more into depth into
Oh,
like.
no, I did something different.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
did Erica Kirk's contract, where
yeah.
she planted as Charlie's handler, so that was mine.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah,
Shock factor, yeah, that was
yeah,
mine.
yeah, yeah.
2
Not
different
yet.
readings, but both fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. And they kind of route to each other, because they kind of if you go back and you do like main points of each one, they kind of point you in the same direction
Yeah.
with that it was,
A male kind of energy figure.
yeah,
Yeah.
with
I
money.
agree. With money, yes. Usually money will help kind of run those things, right? It is the root of all evil.
Yep. I was surprised the direction speaking
Yeah.
of the direction it went. And this is a good way to bring this up in chat how we were going to talk about this. Me and Megan a lot of times will do readings on the same thing, but we'll ask different questions, and because we want to know the answers to both of these questions, so it's like if we ask different things, then we get both of our answers
Hmm.
together. So Megan will go one direction and I'll go the other, and then
Yeah.
we get the answers we want. But Megan can tell you, and I do the same thing when I do reading. Sometimes there's an energy shift and you don't see it coming
Yeah.
because you're doing the reading, and then the energy shifts in the reading, and you're like, and you're sitting here trying to think of words you want to say because
Yeah.
people are like, why are you quiet? Why are you
Hmm.
quiet? What are you doing?
That's right. So yeah, you're right. We were talking about that, like how when I first started, I would leave in those really, really, really long pauses, where it took
Mhm.
me a good long time reflection, and then people would be like, "Well, take all the pauses out," So, but like, yeah, the more like now too that I've started reading a little bit more into like, I take those times now. I find those more valuable to take the time
Right.
to pause and be quiet, and then too, like even say, okay, like more is coming in while I'm thinking of this. So I want to take a second and kind of reevaluate a bit, like a bit how I want to add it, incorporate that in and
Yeah.
add that to that. So I do think that it changes and it evolves the way you read and then even the reading as you're doing it. So yeah.
Yeah. And you don't expect it either. Like,
Mm-mm.
like that's why you have to take a second for yourself. You're like, because like when to explain it a little bit, when I started out doing her reading, I started out with the energy around her. So I was expecting to read that energy, but
Yeah.
it's like somebody stepped in and wanted their story told.
Yeah. And then the way they want it told.
Right. Right.
Not like
So,
the like in your opinion, an alleged way. Like the
yeah.
dirt, like this is what happened. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry about the fluff part.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like, almost like Charlie came in and said, "This is her energy. This is what was around her. Just
Yeah.
tell it like that." Because tarot tells a story. It's a lot. It loves to tell stories. And oracle, just like bam, you just put you
Yeah.
there. But tarot's like, oh no, we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna tell some stories here. We're gonna give you stuff that leads to that story, and then give you a little ending. But oracle's like, nah, let's just break it down and let's just
Yeah, and I
you know
like using like when I do readings for people, I like the tarot in the sense of like you can also for me, I mean they're all used for advice too, but I kind of look being able to use it for the future and find different paths or different ways to find different solutions from to maybe avoid a certain situation or better a situation that might be there that you're not loving that's happening already. So like using it also as a tool to like learn and like take something from it too, not
right,
just this is your situation. Sorry. Like, I don't think any good reader is going to tell you, like, oh, this is just what's happening. There's nothing you can do. Like, that's not true usually. So,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Oh,
and
thank you. These are baby orchids, actually.
baby
I say
orchid.
baby orchids. I don't know if they're called baby
That's
orchids.
what they
I
look.
call them baby orchids.
Those are pretty.
But yeah, I
They're
love these
pretty.
little tiny ones.
That's like a lavender color, isn't it? Like a
Yes.
purple.
And it's supposed to go behind the crown to light up your crown chakra.
Oh,
I'm
there
just
you go.
joking.
That's
I'm
that's
just
close
joking. I
enough.
was like, but it is the perfect spot though, is it
It
not?
is, isn't it?
Like a little crown,
And
chakra crown.
I think too, like
Thanks,
people
man.
are like, this is what this card means. Well, there, yeah, I mean, there every card has a meaning, but for me, it's how you feel when you read that card. It may not be the
Yeah.
exact reading for you. Maybe the Ace of Cups is not just about a new start and a new beginning. Maybe the Ace of Cups is a new person in your life.
Yeah. Well, and if
Because
you're reading
Ace
for
is
something,
new.
yeah, and if you're reading for something different, depending on what comes around it, it's always going to change what that card means. And then, like, if you're getting messages around it too, you're gonna take that card
Yeah.
for what it means and add those things to it, or
Right.
but usually I
Yeah.
don't ever think I get the same message though still
I
out
don't.
of the same card, even for a different, you're not gonna get the same message anyways. It's always gonna
Right.
change.
Right. Right.
So
Pauses are important. Your way of reading is important. Listen to the
yeah.
incoming messages. I think
You'd be
that's
surprised at how many people do not like that. People, it's
right.
funny, but I feel like it's like I was telling Tara that too. It's like I feel like it's like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, though.
Yeah.
With like you're just gonna find your people who like the way you read, and you're gonna find people
Mhm.
who just don't. Because I mean, I found people who don't like the pauses at all, and they'll be like, "Well, you need to timestamp it." I'm like, "Well, you timestamp it." Like what I mean? Like you actually can do that from the
Right.
comment section, or you can just push fast forward,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean? But I just kind of finished, doing a whole video and putting the description and like all kinds of other stuff, and then
Yeah.
like life on top of it. So I'm
Mhm.
sorry I didn't timestamp the quiet part over for you.
Yeah. And
But
some people wanna see your hands. They wanna see the
they want
cards
to see the
actually come
card
out,
when it falls
you know?
out.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
And
So
that's the kind of people I'm not interested in trying to convince that my reading is.
eh
If you need that much convincing, this is the wrong. Like
right, yeah.
I don't know if you really like tarot.
I don't think that we should have to convince you that we're doing it the right way because, our way may not be like, Megan and me may not shuffle our cards the same. I think we do, but I know readers that spread them out long and pull them out like that,
Yeah,
and I know readers that just pull from the top, and that's just I don't feel connected to the
connected.
cards like that.
I don't either.
I don't like that, so I
Yeah,
don't think that they're doing it wrong. I just
for
don't
them
like
it
that.
works.
For them it works, right?
hmm
So I would never go into a tarot card, somebody's reading cards and say, "Well, that's not how you do it," or "Why aren't you doing it this way?" Because for them, that works for them, and that's how they
Yeah,
connect to the cards.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
but
then
I
the
could never do it.
reversals.
Yeah,
Some
I
people
could
don't
never.
like reversals, but I think that reversals matter. Like you're not
Yeah,
always upright like in your life or your situation. So
right.
why would you always be in that? And again, like you can find the good meaning of the reversal,
Mhm.
apply that, and that's what you need to do or learn from it or apply the next time. But there's always like a lesson or something behind it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or like advice.
yeah,
So I don't know. For me, it's important. But I've even had again someone, yeah, tell me like, well, that's not what that card means. Remember, okay, well, that's your opinion.
yeah.
Again, let me see your reading because a lot of them
Right,
don't have it when they're telling you that. You go to
right.
see their channels and their readings, and they just happen to not have any.
Well, and
So
not all reversals are bad.
no,
Just
no, they're
because it's a
not.
just because it's a reversal does not mean that it's gonna be bad news, and not all the Tower card has such a bad reputation. It doesn't always mean bad. Yes, it's the ending of something, and
Yeah,
yes, you wasn't expecting it. Maybe it could be like the rug
that maybe
coming
needed
from
to.
under you, but there's always a beginning,
Yeah.
right? Most
Death
of the
isn't
time.
even bad. Death
No.
isn't even bad in
No,
reverse.
that's not
Death
a
just
bad
means
card.
like it's a closing cycle, just like
Right.
the Four of Swords isn't bad in reverse. You
Mm-mm.
want to come out of resting. Do you want to stay there forever? Like that's
Yeah.
not a good place to stay, but it's a good to stay there when you need to because you need
Right.
to think and recoup and rest and all that stuff. Same thing with a hermit.
Mhm.
If you stay there too long, it becomes mischievous, it becomes bad, it becomes neurotic
Yeah.
and set in your ways. I'm
Yeah,
a
and
Virgo.
you're
I would know.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
and
Like you
the
don't do that.
well, that's when your shadow side does take
That's when your
over.
shadow side creeps up on you,
Yep.
and then whether you let it consume you or you start to
Mhm.
just go follow it. So you have to
Mhm.
eventually come out of
Yeah.
everything. So there's
Yeah.
an ending to everything. There's a beginning and an ending to everything. So
Uh-oh.
and I've noticed that too with like readings and stuff. Like I don't force like an energy or a reading anymore. Like if I start to do a reading and it feels closed off, I can like you can rather kind of
Mhm.
open your energy and
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
welcome me into that to do the reading, or I can't,
Right.
and it's just kind
Yep.
of how that feels.
The only 2
Wait,
tarot
take
readers.
go ahead.
Aw, thank you,
Well,
Eve.
thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. I don't read as much as I used to, but I try to. So I go through cycles with that too.
Yeah.
So
Tara's laughing at you because you said you're a Virgo, and
yeah.
because 'cause you're a Virgo.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to stay by yourself for too long.
No.
Hi,
Hello,
Kylie.
Kylie.
How are you?
Welcome, welcome. We're just chatting right now, talking, hanging
Mm-hmm.
out. Um,
Yeah, we
we'll
don't
do
really have a
some readings
plan.
if y'all we don't have a plan. I mean, we
Mm-mm.
just kinda wanna hang out tonight, Saturday night, hang out. Saturday Night Live with Megan and
Yeah. Wednesday we do have a plan.
we have a
So
plan
Wednesday we
Wednesday.
will.
We're
Yeah,
there
we'll be
yeah,
doing the Peter Hyatt. video for Sebastian. So
Yeah.
that's our plan for Wednesday. But right now, I don't have anything too much.
Every once in a while, it's good not to have a plan. Although I have to say I'm a Capricorn and I'm an Earth sign, and we don't like not having plans.
No.
So for me to come on here and not have a plan is out of my comfort zone.
I
So
think that's why I was a bit anxious because Kylie's a Virgo too. So her and I are both Virgos, but yeah, that's what I was telling
yeah,
Chris. I was like, I feel a little bit nervous. I was like, maybe because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a plan, and I
yeah,
had a plan the last few times, and I don't have one right
yeah,
now. So
yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
going now. My nerves are
yeah.
better.
Well, they tell you, go outside the box a little bit, go out your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah,
So, but I am like way uncomfortable when I do that. I'm doing a
yeah,
couple of things now that are out of my comfort zone and they're working out pretty good. But for the most part, I'm a planner and
yeah,
I like to think ahead and I like to have ahead what I know. But, every once in a while, it's okay to not have
yeah,
a plan, but it's hard
yeah,
for I tell myself that because I wanna just keep reminding myself that
yeah.
it's okay not to have a plan.
I know,
Like,
especially like I'll plan it so much to the point like if it doesn't go right, I'll freak myself out.
right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And then it's really bad. Like
yeah.
I did that even on in here since I've done a live before. Like
Mhm.
I've like freaked myself so bad. I was like, okay, well, I can't find what I was looking for. So y'all have a great one. I'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
8 of Pentacles, that's me. I mean, I'm the 8 of Pentacles. Plan it in detail.
Yeah.
Have a hard time going out of my yeah. A lot of people do, and they tell you that's how you grow as you go
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone. You do things you're not used to doing. Um, and it's true, you do grow like and and a lot of my card a lot of times when I do a card of the day, I will say you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to
Yeah.
do what's uncomfortable because that's how you grow and learn. And I'm like a doctor, you don't do what you tell your patients.
Yeah.
You have a hard
Yeah.
time doing the same thing. When
Yeah.
the hangman comes up, it's like, man, why did you show up in my reading? Because now you're telling me to think outside the box. Look at it a different perspective. Approach something differently. It don't
Yeah.
go down that same veer to the out of your path a little bit because what you're doing is not working.
Yeah.
So,
I always feel better after I do it. Like not
mhm,
before, but like after I
yeah,
feel a lot better and
yeah.
then so I don't
You
know,
have
it's
to
just how I
learn to go
usually do
on
it.
the fly. I know, but that's go on the fly.
Yeah, I did it all the time when I first started. I didn't care as much. I think over time, like I started worrying, like wondering and worrying about who I was going to offend or who I was going to upset or if I was going to say something wrong or if like,
Mhm.
or like we were talking about earlier, like obviously like my page has tarot in the name, but I go from different subjects. Like I've added different things that I'm interested in as I go along. And I really don't want to have a different page for everything. I don't want to have
Right.
a page for speech and I don't want to have a page for, trials when I like to redo the trials. I don't want to have a page so I always get nervous like but again who's meant to stay will stay, who's
Right.
meant to find you will, and I had to
Right.
stop looking at it like who am I going to upset or who am I going to offend, more like
Mhm.
the people who will find me will stay
Yeah.
and they'll be okay or they'll try to understand my
Yeah.
perspective, you know what I mean, but
Yeah.
like the good
Yeah.
the people who want to know and want to be open will be the ones that will come around.
Yeah. And they'll come
So
back. Yep.
yeah,
I'm terrible with plans. Are you, Tara?
I feel like you're good with plans. I feel like if I need to make a plan I can come to you.
Like
I
a
mean both
preacher
of
on a
you.
pulpit. Yeah. 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 What's that say?
Yeah, hide in your head makes you miss things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
that's what I would do a lot for. I think I missed a lot of time on my page because I just,
Yeah.
I was just again worrying about who I was going to offend for the longest time.
And also too, if you have several creator friends on here, like me and you are friends, and we work together to go live. And now that they
Mhm.
have this sharing thing we're doing
Mhm.
on StreamYard, it makes it much easier or because
Yeah.
we both can stream at the same time. But you always worry about who's going live. Gosh, they're going live. So now I can't go live because they're gonna have more people in their chat than I'm gonna have in my chat because they went live. That was the
Yeah.
thing. It was like, you worried about not having people in your chat, but you can't like you said, your people will come when that
Yeah. I've only had that with you. like, to be honest, I have only had that with you. I have not any. Well, when I first started, I didn't know nobody.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
anybody when I first started YouTube because nobody, I
mhm,
didn't know nobody. Yeah, like I just
yeah,
started uploading videos, and then somebody at one point had, I feel like it was Katrina from like Mystic Brady, like had convinced me to show my face like after a couple of readings or whatever because I wasn't going to do it, and then and then someone had convinced me to like do a live. They're like, oh well, you should do a live and talk about your readings after, and I
mhm,
was like, well, okay, and then it like became like this everyday thing, and then it was COVID, so nobody was going anywhere.
right.
So I was on lives like all the time. Like I would do breakfast ones and
Yeah,
afternoon ones and like so yeah, I was always on there at first.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, when
over
I first
time things
started,
changed.
I was a subscriber. I wasn't even
Mhm.
and I wasn't a creator or anything, so I had time, to learn to creators that I liked and be a part of channels. So I really wasn't by myself when I started, but you really are because just like them, you had to start from something and you had to build your way up too. So I knew a lot of creators when I started, but
Yeah.
sometimes that doesn't. You have to
Sometimes
make
I
your own
think that
way.
can yeah, sometimes I
Yeah,
think that can limit you in the sense because
yeah,
they almost like will kind of like how they say like you'll kind of almost get connected to that and then you try
hmm,
to almost get outside of that and it's sometimes it's hard to
yeah,
do,
yeah,
so but it's good when you find somebody who you flow with well and do well with because it's very
yep,
much like a give and take too, not
yeah,
so much the other way.
yeah.
So
And me and you've always had that. I know the first time I met Megan, she was having a really hard time because she had uh people that
yeah,
were not good, and everybody has trolls.
yeah.
And
Well, they were
when I
moms that flipped, so
I
that was the
yeah,
problem.
and
Yeah.
when I met her, I had to work hard because Megan
I
was not she was not she was like and I was like, okay, well, I said,
Oh,
I'm
for
not.
trust? Yeah, I
Yeah,
had a hard time trusting people
I
there.
said, I'm not that way. I said, you'll see. And I just
Yeah,
kept coming back and talking to her, and then we started chatting back and forth on the phone, and then that was that. I mean,
yeah,
it's history. Now here we are.
yeah,
Uh, I mean, like 8 7 8 years later, here we are. But
yeah, because that's what
yeah,
happened originally, like, I
hmm,
had, someone I reached out, and it was just a friend, like, just reaching
yeah,
out as a friend, and then that person had became a mod, and then they flipped, and they took everybody with them, and I was like,
hmm,
"Okay, well, that's fine," but it was just like yeah, so I didn't it took me a while to, like
yeah,
because they would
yeah,
use fake accounts too, so I didn't know who was who. It
yeah.
took
It was bad. I remember
Mhm.
it was
It
bad
lasted for
because
years, really. That's
yeah,
another reason, again, it just
yeah,
seemed like it was all the time, but yeah, I'm glad that's done.
yeah. Right. Yeah,
We do have great chemistry.
we do. We do.
Yeah.
We work good together. And then,
Yeah.
there was a while that we wasn't. Um, Megan was had to. She was moving, and her house was in. She had troubles in her house, like
Yeah.
remodeling troubles, is
Yeah.
what I mean. You
Yeah.
had, and so it was just
A
sometimes
lot of
life
stuff.
gets in the way, and it makes you stop doing stuff, and
Yeah. Well, and then Connor's
so
diabetes and everything too.
yeah, that's true.
So,
Health, yeah,
I really haven't been able since Andrew graduated in May, and then with him, not being able I mean, with him being full because he's fully incapacitated, he can't be
hmm,
left alone, on
right,
the spectrum, so and again, he can do lots of things, that's not what I mean, but I just can't leave him alone, he can't be alone.
right, right,
So,
right.
he's here full time with me now, and then Connor being at homeschool now because of the diabetes, and again,
Hmm,
he's on the higher end of the spectrum, but he just does speech therapy for it and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So, but yeah. So yeah, I've been
I met you right after that, I think. Tara,
yeah, and I'm pretty sure but didn't I meet you on I don't know if I met you first on mine or Armchair Detective. I think that's
armchair
where I
detective.
and I think
Arm,
that's where I met Tara too and Ken. I'm
I,
pretty sure.
I met you on armchair detective.
Yeah.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, and then now he's gone, and that's what we were talking about, like, how
yeah,
his channel was gone, and
hmm,
then Kelly's channel's gone. How many people's
yeah,
I know more people, I'm just not gonna bring them up 'cause,
right,
but people who were involved in the trolling of my page, their channel pages
yeah.
are gone, and here we stand, so
And the connection with all of them is the Watts
the
case.
Watts case, yeah, that does connect back
That's
to
how
everything,
toxic
doesn't
that case was. You know how we were talking the other night that for the shortest case, if you think about it, it is the shortest case because it was like 3 days and he was arrested. And then November, he was convicted. So
Mhm.
it was for it to be the shortest case, it has the most information, the most videos, it's the most toxic.
Mhm.
And that is the reason he don't have his channel anymore.
Yeah.
It's because of the Watts case. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think maybe he thought it was because of where he was, that
Yeah.
he wasn't gonna be, like, touchable in England or whatever, but yeah, I mean, you're touchable everywhere, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
you are. Yep. Yep, but the Watts connected everybody. That's what brought me originally. Well, I came to YouTube in 2013, but I was in and out, in and out. But what really got me paying attention to true crime was the Watts case
yeah.
because it
'Cause
was so sad.
it was so sad, but it was also just so much information again left out. Um,
Mhm.
and then they're kind of I see recently, more people talking about DA Rourke, and just him kind of being a bit crooked and
Yeah.
possibly doing some of that stuff. Hold on one second. The cat's in, so he's chasing him all around the house. I apologize. But yeah, I
No.
was wanting to look more into that too, maybe next
Yeah.
time. But yeah, I just thought about that, when I saw that earlier about DA Rourke and and I think that again is why people are still so obsessed with it, because they're still feeling like there's people who should be in jail that aren't.
Mhm.
And just, wanting to know what information has still been redacted, why the case files are
Mhm.
locked for 50 years, just like all that
Yep.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
So,
me and Megan have a great video that Megan found um that kind of puts what me and Megan think. It kind of well, they agree with me and Megan on what we think about other people should be in prison with him.
yeah.
And so that's one of the good things we're going to go over. I don't know if we're going to do it on hers or mine, but it's going to be a good video um,
Yeah. Well,
to
they were
work on.
showing the pings to the phone. Did you get a chance to watch that yet?
I
And they
haven't
were
watched all of it. I've
okay.
watched some of it. Yeah.
I just like when they do that. They did it with Casey Anthony's one
Yeah.
time. I don't remember, and I
Yep.
don't remember where I saw that because it was so long ago in the beginning. But when they
Mhm.
did the ping of how the phone bounced around Casey Anthony's house that whole morning when Kaylee had died, it made me think of that, and it was just perfect. And how Nicole had never went that way ever
No.
on her
No.
way to work. So why now? Like why
Yep.
at that time? And it just was like a perfect just triangle almost. It was out of her way. It was, and then she never did again after that.
And that time of the morning, I mean, it was like uh,
So
oh
it was
dark
right
30.
after yeah, and it was right after he's coming off a camera,
Yeah.
leaving the house.
Like 5:30, 5:40, somewhere along in there.
And hers was
Maybe
the ping
6.
was about 6,
Yeah.
6:15,
Yep.
6:14, just say the latest,
Yep.
6:14 was the ping.
Yep. Yep.
So, and then, yeah, we have Tara and I went by there and Gus wouldn't slow down. And I'm like, slow down. I'm like, but don't go too slow. I'm like, because can we get in trouble for this?
Yeah, let's get some pictures.
Yeah, I do. I have it on my community post, but I was trying to it's probably somewhere in my Google clouds too, but I was trying to go through the
Yeah.
post again, but it's so far back I can't get to it.
Did you get anything strange in your pictures?
No, I looked though, but I need to go through it again.
Yeah.
So, but what I did look through, no, I didn't see anything. But there was like this. It is very. I didn't realize how big that house is
It's
in
huge.
person. It's
Yeah.
huge in person.
Yeah.
And it feels.
N
It kind of would give me
Ominous.
I don't know. Like, have you ever been to like a haunted hospital kind of feel?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
what it felt like, a old haunted abandoned building, like a
Yeah.
hospital or something. Like it
Yeah.
felt creepy. It didn't feel like a home.
I almost wonder if the land has something with it because land will always hold something, and elemental. You can never get rid of that.
I feel like that whole place feels creepy because
Yeah.
we came down a street that was it was like a combining street. So when you go straight down it, it's like the house is right there. So you come pulling up on the street in front of it and it's right there. And the
Yeah.
whole thing just feels like, I don't know if it would be, I don't think it's like Native American kind of
Like a
old town
cloud
or
just sits over it, like a just a
yeah, like it feels like it should be a ghost town. It feels like there should be
yeah.
nobody there. It feels
Yeah.
like you would see like the little thing rolling, like how you see in the movies
Tumbleweed.
where yeah,
Yeah.
tumbleweed. Like you
Yeah.
like, and there's even like that one video where she posed and all the trash cans are blowing down the street kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's real creepy. Yeah, so that's what it reminded me of. I feel like it should look like that all the time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
very uncomfortable, very dark, very uncomfortable, and not just in
Yeah.
front of their house.
Yeah, like the whole area. Yeah, because I
Mhm.
kind of feel like there's something there that's
Oh,
in the
it is all
ground
Native
that
American. She said
yeah,
it
that
is.
Yeah, not like Corey Richards wasn't arrested for a year after. Yeah, that's a whole
What was it?
different. Corey Richards, have you followed any of that?
I don't see that chat or that
I
comment for
show you.
some reason.
I took it off, but right
Oh,
there.
like Corey Richards wasn't arrested for a year after. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, she said it's Native American land all over there. So that's what it would feel like. It feels
Yeah.
like you ain't got no business over there. Like
Mhm.
kind of get off that Billie Eilish meme after she made that comment at the Grammy. It said, "Get off my land," and she's got
We
on that
all
Native
live on
American hat.
stolen land. Okay, well that means your mansion's on stolen land, girl. Get
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
But that was making me crack up when they had her in that Native American outfit with the hat and she's like, "Get off my land."
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Clint Eastwood? You talking about the
Yeah.
movie with Clint Eastwood where he says, "Get
No,
out
they
of
had
my."
made fun of Billie Eilish for saying it, and they
Oh
for the
yeah.
meme, they dressed her up in a Native American feather hat, and like and it says
Oh, I
underneath her.
seen that. I
Yeah,
did
I
see that.
posted it on Make Me yeah, underneath her pictures, it says "Get off my land."
That's hilarious. That's so
Cracked
funny.
me up.
I think Casey Anthony should be. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then she keeps trying to get back on the internet, and then what? She was like a victim's advocate. Like you didn't even advocate for your daughter. You were out partying for 30 days, but now you're a
Yeah,
victim's advocate. Like
yeah.
crazy.
Gus is laughing. She said, laughing at you. I'm
What's
late
he
on the
laughing about? Drive by, not stopping.
drive by Watts house.
Yeah, he didn't even stop really in front of the hotel. Which hotel was that, Tara? It was the hotel after The Shining, and I finally told him, I was like, "Gus, slow down." I was like, "I'm trying to get like creepy hotel shots for my channel
Dang, Gus.
and of the Watts
Hey.
house, and you won't slow down." He's all thinking he's gonna get pulled over and arrested or
Yeah,
something. I was like, "I'll let
yeah.
them arrest me, Gus. Don't worry."
So was the house painted the new color, or was it still the old color that the Watts had when they lived there?
I don't remember what it was. I think it's still the same color. Is it, Tara? It's brown. That's all I remember it being. I don't remember if it's
Well,
different.
the new family repainted it, or
Okay.
the
It would have
new
been
family didn't repaint it. They had it repainted and
It wasn't the
redone.
people who had the couple who they had the whole like cops come out for them. It wasn't
Yeah.
that people who were owning the house. It was the people who bought them after that, or who bought the house
Okay.
after that. So I don't know who they are, but that's
Yeah.
who had it when I saw it. It wasn't the Millers. It was the next family.
I didn't know it had sold a third time, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the Millers though. I know that because
Well,
they
I
were
know
already
that
gone.
they repainted it and repainted the inside and they
Oh, yeah,
repainted
now
the outside too. It's like a white
it was
or
white.
okay,
Sarah said it was white. I
then
remember
that's
seeing a white trim. See, I was so focused on just trying to get the picture. I because he did. He slowed down,
yeah,
but it
yeah,
wasn't. Yeah, I couldn't focus still.
yeah.
So it's like it's
That's
kind
the
of like
new
moving.
color. That's the new color they painted it because they wanted it to get they're trying to take the Watts away from it, but they're never going to do that. I mean, they've even changed the address, but
No,
I
everybody knows
mean,
what it is.
yeah, I mean,
And
you're
it
not
feels
changing anything.
creepy. Like, it feels creepy. But again, that whole block does. So, like, that whole, like, probably 5 mile, as soon as you're getting up on it, like, right when we were getting ready to turn into that neighborhood,
Yeah,
it started feeling creepy. And I
yeah,
don't think it was just because of that. It feels weird.
yeah,
So I think they would be better off to just level that house out.
yeah. Gus says he even stopped for you. Tara's laughing.
Like a California stop.
Yeah, California
It was
roll.
a California roll.
California roll there, Gus. California roll. Oh, hello, Dawn. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Dawn. How are you?
He hates all that creepy stuff, she said.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
We went to the killing fields down here with Chris, and that felt a little bit off to like when you got to certain areas, your
Hmm.
head would feel really bad and you'd start to feel really sick to your stomach, like you'd want to throw up.
Yeah.
And you did feel trapped
Yeah.
because there's nowhere to go. So that
There
was
are
an
two
interesting one.
fairly recognized tribes in Colorado, and the whole state is traditionally homeland for numerous indigenous nations. And all that out there at that sand dune, I call it a sand dune. I don't know if that's really what they call it. It's where they went, where her and Chris went, and that's where they were riding those,
Yeah.
well,
And
I
that's
don't
in
know.
Colorado though? I
Yeah,
didn't know
they
that.
were,
Yeah,
that
I
was
didn't know that was
yeah, that was in Colorado. I don't
yeah.
know how far it was from where that and uh
Tara probably knows.
where they live, but it's
It's very
that's
south.
that's supposed to be all that was supposed to be Colorado.
Yeah, Tara said it's very south.
It went to look totally different when Megan came. So it was the new look they were trying to push to try to sell it.
Yeah, because there was cars in the driveway. I had to
Mhm.
mark out the license plate. So there were people that had their cars there.
Yeah. You're tired. I'm sorry.
Who's
I hope you
tired?
get the feeling Dawn is
Oh no.
tired.
I think it's the
With
weather
this
is kind of
tradition.
making everybody tired.
Yeah. Arapaho, Cheyenne, Apache, Pueblo, and Shalom. Oh, that's quite a few tribes there.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Yeah,
killing
that's right. It
field.
was your birthday because
Yeah.
I think Gus was out of town then. I wonder if that's when
I was
or
gonna
Chris.
say I was gonna say, how did you get Gus to go if he don't if he
No,
don't
he didn't
like
go there.
yeah,
Maybe, yeah, I don't remember where. I don't think he was there though. I think he
yeah.
was at work.
Sand dunes, okay. I thought it was a sand dune. Yeah, they call them sand dunes, okay.
Yeah, they called him that.
Wow, 4 hours? That's 4 hours from Fredericksburg?
Well, they would have had to go quite a distance, right? Trying not to
Yeah.
be seen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
At least I would think. But
Mhm. Mhm.
he was out of town. Yeah.
Been going nonstop. Yeah, that'll make you tired. He was out of town. Okay, so he didn't get to go to the
No,
killing
I don't
fields
think
with
he
ya.
would have wanted to. And
Yeah.
he's like, I can't take Tara anywhere when it's just us two. Cause she'll like, if she thinks she sees like a haunted, like abandoned something, she'll just take, like, if he goes into the store, cause she knows he's going to tell her no, I'm going to tell you, Tara. He's like, no. So she waits till he goes in the store and then like she takes off. And so like, I come back out the store and all I see is these little feet hanging in a window. Like across
Oh my god.
and that's the funniest story that I ever think of when I think of Tara, that she just like gets away from Gus all the time and sneaks into like old schools or old haunted schools or buildings. And he's like, and I just go looking for her and I just see these tiny little feet hanging in a window sliding.
Oh god. Oh my gosh, Tara, I can see you doing that too.
Yeah.
Reminded me
Makes
of the
you
sand
wonder.
dunes in North Carolina that we used to roll down up there in Kitty Hawk. Yeah. They were pretty tall sand dunes where they were going to.
Yeah, that's why I was like surprised that's where it was.
Is historically lyric significant native land and physically very large. Yeah. So it explains negative feeling. Yeah.
But yeah.
I do run wonder.
Yeah, she wanders.
Tara.
And I think it's great too. She waits till he's not looking. And
Yes.
then she takes off. Yeah, little feet hanging in. She's
It,
tiny. She is tiny. Tara's tiny. So you just see these little feet trying to
that's right.
wiggle its
The
way.
dead can't hurt you. That's right, Dawn. That's what I
Yeah.
tell people. Yeah.
I know. I have a cemetery that was across from like where we lived and when I was younger. And actually this is the same place my grandparents' house. It's like a 1 block over, but like right at the end
Mhm.
of the street, like you could throw a rock and hit the cemetery from where we are. And
Mhm.
people would come over in school and they'd be like real creeped out about it. You know, they'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
that doesn't creep you out. There's a cemetery. I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it wouldn't
I
me
don't
either.
go in it or nothing,
Yeah.
just to like go hang out. But no, like I don't think
Yeah.
about it too much.
Yeah. It don't cemeteries don't creep me out either.
Yeah.
Neither do, there because there's graveyards and there's cemeteries, and the graveyards are around churches. That's why they call them graveyards. That's the difference. So a graveyard is
Yeah.
around a church, and then a cemetery, it doesn't have a church in it.
Yeah. This is
So
a
that's
cemetery.
yeah. But neither one of those scare me. So
No.
that,
I mean, if
mm-mm.
I were to probably go walk in it, well, the only one over here, we got coyotes in it. So if anything, I'd be more
Well, that
scared of that.
scares me.
And
Yeah.
there's a lake by it, so there's fog. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, if I think about it hard
Yeah.
enough, yeah, like I
Yeah.
never just sat there as a kid and was like, oh,
They can grab your feet under the bed in a haunted house. Running
I still
grave.
get scared something's gonna grab my feet under the bed. Still, I did it
Yeah.
last night. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put my back on the bed.
They
I'm
may
a
be able to
scary
scare the living daylights out of you, but they can't hurt you. That's true. No, you'll hurt yourself getting away from them. Probably what will happen.
yourself falling.
I grew up in a very haunted house with several entities, including Native American. Yeah, and here in Louisiana, it's easy to grow up like that
Yeah. Well, we had the
around.
1900 storm here.
Mhm.
So a bunch of
Mhm.
people died on where I live. So,
Mhm.
I mean, all this whole island's haunted
Mhm.
for the most part. And I
Yeah.
remember having lots of that when we lived on a house in the middle where it flooded out the most of the island. And then
Mhm.
this house I have stuff, we had more stuff when I was young. But I would have to say the one we lived at in the middle of the island was the worst. But then that was where most of that happened. Now where we live now too is right where the orphanage was, where the nuns and tied all themselves together to the children. That's
Yeah.
right where we're at. Like
Mhm.
it's only like not even 5 minutes away. You just turn the corner and go like a minute up the block, and it's right there.
Yeah.
So all that's right where pretty much we're sitting on our
Yeah.
land. And I tell Tara that a lot. I have to get out of here sometimes a lot because the energy
Yeah.
gets very heavy and like
Yeah.
muddied, and you feel pulled down.
Mhm. Yep.
So
My late husband had a ghost in his family home. My grandson says I have one in mine.
my mom says that there's one in there. She thinks it's
Mm.
like a older, like it's always like older white male with like longer white hair, I think is what she sees over there.
Mhm.
Like I said again, I don't really see it like that.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you earlier, like we were talking about how
Mhm.
people see them because like some people will explain seeing them more as holographics or kind of like I see more of like a kind of movement or a flash or kind of in the
Yeah.
corners, not so much directly in front of me. But
Mhm.
some people say they actually see it. So
Mhm. Megan, it took me years to be able to stand next to the bed without taking a running jump.
yeah, I just
Running
don't
back.
like it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I
So,
think that doesn't help, but
yeah. Terry, your car wouldn't start when you go see her on your on Megan's island.
yeah, my personal island.
Yeah, her personal island. She said her car wouldn't start. Would never
Yeah, I think
start.
her car would have a lot of problems when she would try to start her car down here.
My aunt's house was haunted by spirits of foster children that used to live there centuries ago. We have seen and heard them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of that around here.
Mhm.
Which mostly anywhere. I mean, you're in New Orleans too, so I mean, or not New Orleans, but Louisiana.
No.
So
Yeah, yeah.
they got
Well
lots of that there too.
well, I have, like, my house is over 50 my house is 75 years old, but it's the only house that's ever been on this land. But
Yeah,
the land around me, behind me, and to the sides of me, no houses ever it's always just been land.
yeah,
So, there's no telling
yeah,
what's come across that land and since the town was founded, that it's never had any buildings on it that we know of. Maybe back in the day, like in the
yeah,
1800s or something, there might have been buildings on it, but
yeah,
because I live near the Beth River, so you know most most Native Americans that I think lived in the states they were near rivers or they stayed near water because they need
yeah.
the
Flush,
water.
flush flow. Yeah,
So we have we found arrowheads and we found different things. Um, but we have the oldest mounds, I think, in the United States and maybe in the nation because they don't know what tribe actually lived here. But if you look up Poverty Point,
hmm,
I don't know if it's the oldest in the nation or the oldest. It's a national park now,
yeah,
but there's just huge mounds out there. And it's near the water but they don't know what tribe it belongs to, which is kind of
yeah.
odd. But
I don't know which ones were really around here. Like I've kind of heard like Apache and maybe Aztecs were in the Texas
mhm,
area. I mean, it was in my on my DNA, like thing
yeah.
when I did the DNA test, the Apache
Hmm.
was. So, um, but yeah, I mean, that's one I think was supposed to be around here. But I obviously because of where I live in Texas, I know more about like the 1900 storm stuff because that's where I live.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
so much about, but I'm sure there was
Hmm.
on the island. I'm sure I
Hmm.
would guess. I don't know.
Um, Chat is moving, and I'm trying to move with it. It depends. Some are full body apparitions, some are dark shadows of night, some really bad body odor.
Yeah, I think the ones with bad body odor though are probably the ones that you don't want around. I mean,
Right.
those are probably more your bad entities that have
Yeah.
odor because
Yeah.
you shouldn't have anything, you shouldn't have an odor.
Yeah.
You might
Old
wanna sage that.
salt it,
Burn that one
sage it,
off
brick dust.
and then do like Palo Santo after.
Yeah. Old Ellicott City here in Maryland has a lot of haunted places. I like haunted places, but I can drive down the road and feel where haunted homes used to be, typically under a large oak trees. Yeah.
Yeah, we have, like, old Victorian homes that are haunted.
Mhm.
So, I like to go to those. We have a lot of ghost tours. I have one of those ghost tours on my page. That's the one that we went to, and you can see, like, some of the curtains moving. Now,
Oh,
again, I don't
yeah.
know what yeah, like, I don't know, all the details behind that, but, like, it's
Yeah.
still fun to go on, look at all the old
Yeah.
haunted places, and then
Oh, yeah.
there was one serial killer that or not a serial killer, but, like, a murderer that was down here, and I can't remember. I wanna say it was Morris Black or something, the one who, like, decapitated somebody and, like, put it in the floorboard, and then he took off, like, and left it
Oh my gosh.
so
Yeah.
that guy we went to that house, but I think it was Morris Black. He would dress up like a woman. Do you remember that
Oh,
hearing that?
okay. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so I think
Mhm.
that's what his name was.
And, a lot of those houses, look at what's his name? The clown. What was his name?
Oh, Gacy, yeah.
They tore his house down.
Yeah.
So they end up having to tear the floor up, and get all the
Yeah, people lived
remains
in
from
this
under there.
one.
Yeah, that's some of those houses probably should be tore down.
They don't tear them down over here.
I don't
I've been to a few houses. There was even one that was over there on Ferry Road kind of area. When I say Ferry Road, they're all we call them Ferry Road, but it's like the Fish Village kind of thing. But it's called Fish Village.
Yeah.
But the same thing. A guy had killed his parents or whatever, and he just kept collecting the checks, and they were dead in there the whole time. That house is still there too. You can buy that
Mm.
house still. So I'm saying all the houses like that. There has been anything here. Like there's another house. My friend was actually murdered, and you can buy that house.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah,
still there.
the house my childhood friend was murdered in, you could buy that house, somebody lives in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
somebody lives in it.
surprised.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
would, and her best friend that lived a road over and in her house, um, that house says people live in it still. I mean, it was one of the biggest cases here because we
Yeah.
just don't have it happen a lot where I live, and we went to school together and graduated together, and, it was a big, big case here. He was on America's Most Wanted and everything. I mean, they knew who he
Wow.
was,
Yeah.
but her house is still standing. I mean,
Yeah. They should. Yeah, I guess if nobody requests it, I guess you would keep it. I mean, it's
but
a way for them to make money as a city, I guess. So.
yeah, yeah. Next to a river, many dwellings were like to live. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably, and here in Louisiana, we have the swamp houses, that are built on stilts and
Mhm.
out in the
Yeah.
water.
I think
So,
that's pretty neat looking,
yeah,
actually.
I mean, how
I
many of those?
enjoy rough nut like country like that. I do. Like I don't mind
Yeah,
being in the middle of nowhere, like
yeah,
and having to
yeah,
like run around four wheelers and barefoot. And all, like I love that.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I love that though.
But those places probably don't exist anymore because
Yeah.
they're in the water.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
Apache
Apache, so
tribes,
that's
big
what
gun.
I
It's
had in my blood or in
yeah,
my genes, so that's in my gene I don't remember how
yeah,
much, but I'm part that or whatever, have it down the lineage and stuff, so yeah,
yeah,
I'm by the coast,
yeah.
so or I am the
Look up
coastal
Seven
person.
Hills, Ellicott. Did I say that right? Ellicott City.
Ellicott, I think so. Let me see.
Seven Hills. I love ghost tours. I do too. Um, but next time I go to New Orleans, I'm going to go on that ghost tour. Because when we lived in North Carolina, we used to go on that ghost tour, and I loved it. My sister had one that had an awful body odor, and it would follow her around. Then one day she told it to get off from here and never come back, but she's still terrified of it. Yeah, you have to take it back. If you don't want it around, you definitely have to say, "Don't come here," or "Stay away from me," because once it knows that you're taking charge of it and you're taking, I guess
Well,
you
if
could
it
say, your power back, then
yeah,
you know,
and they
unless
feed off
they're
of fear.
Unless they're really attached to you or something bad, they usually will move on
Yeah, but
normally.
it depends on what it is too, like
Yeah,
because of things attached to fear and anxiety and those things. That's why I try to
yeah.
catch myself in those thoughts and try to like almost like especially if you don't know where it's coming from. A lot of times
Right.
it's not your anxiety or thought.
Yeah.
So
When they tear the houses down, those spirits roam free. They do unless they
you'd
cleanse
have to
it
cleanse
before they
it.
tear
Yeah.
it down, but they're not, that's not going to happen.
Well, I think things are always going to kind of residually be somewhere. I think everything leaves an imprint, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the most part. I'm sure there's probably, like you said, ways to do it, clear it, try to clear it and stuff. But I
Hmm.
think things also have to move on when they're ready to move on to a bit.
Right.
So I don't
And,
know.
elementals, you're just not going to get rid of those. You can just forget it. They're
Yeah.
there. You may can I mean, like you can live with them. You can offer that because a lot of elementals, depending what they are, you can offer them fruit trees or fruit plants or plant a
Mhm.
tree that they would like or something. But you can't normally. Elementals are just there. You just got to
Yeah.
respect them being there.
Yeah, I was recently watching something too, and they were talking about like different deities and things like that, and how they were kind of like trying to like teach people the difference between like genuine ones to maybe like, and you're almost going to go into like worshiping or religions and things like that. But what I
Right,
guess
right,
the point was is that nothing's usually going to ask you to do anything, like not rich, like not ritually give it something, or usually if something's asking something from you, like any type of energy, it's not a good one.
right.
Nothing's ever going to ask something from you that's of like higher good and light and things like that. It's just not going to
Hmm.
ask you for things. It's not going to
Right.
ask you to bring me this certain food or this certain drink or this certain element because I need it. I want it. And if you don't
Hmm.
do it, then things are going to go bad. So I think that's where people kind of get lost in their journeys when they start going down spiritual paths. They start wanting to look into this and that. And then you think maybe, oh, I'll worship this one. And then it can warp really easy. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all
Yeah.
I'm trying to say with it. It can
Yeah.
warp really easy if you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Because all you got to do is one thing that and invite it in, and once you've invited it in, then that's you got to be careful. Um, because all they need is that little link to just come in,
yeah.
and then there you are stuck with
Yeah, but I think that's a
whatever.
good way to know what you're dealing with too from the beginning, so you
Yeah.
just don't, like, again, most, like, positive energies aren't gonna ask you to ever do anything
Right.
for it, just like a good friend's never gonna ask you to do something that becomes inconvenient. You could be able to tell a good friend or somebody, like, "I don't feel like doing that," or "I don't wanna do it," and then, "Okay." Like, it's not gonna weigh on your relationship. That's the
Right.
same thing goes for the spiritual world in realms and connections, whatever you wanna call
Right.
it. Nothing
Yeah.
should ever take energy from you or require your energy or your
Right.
time. It should be like a mutual respect,
Right.
mutual
Exactly.
exchange.
Yep.
So,
Poison ivy and mosquitoes, and they're called pterodactyls down here. I mean, they're huge.
yeah,
They're huge.
we don't get too much of the big bad bugs like in Galveston. As you go off of here, you do.
Yeah.
That's where you get like the big like ants, like the wood ants type of thing.
Oh yeah, the big black ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I took someone one time from there, and they were from New York, and they don't really have big bugs like that. And I mean, and you get the big ones, like you turn off the lights, and like you know how it is. You turn off the lights in the country, everything soars, and you turn it on, and they're just like everywhere, and they're big old dragonflies, like as big as the middle of your face, almost.
Yeah.
And I've never heard a guy scream so loud like a
Yeah.
girl. It was the funniest thing, and my cousins were laughing at him so bad.
Yeah.
Like he almost
Yeah.
went right through that sliding glass window.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But it was the funniest thing
Yeah.
ever, actually. But yeah, he was scared of all the wood ants and the dragonflies. Like nothing that was alarming. It's just they're bigger. That's all. Like, and
Yeah.
actually the wood ants, like, they don't even bite you. So
No, they just
you don't even have to be worried about those. And he was
yeah.
so scared of them.
If you
So,
gave them some bread, they'd probably go ahead and leave you alone.
yeah, they'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
So
Yes, elementals have always been there, and you can give offerings like flowers, plants,
right.
trees to please it. You can't cleanse the land of them. No.
No. And that's yeah, and that's a good exchange in the sense like it's a peaceful
Yeah.
exchange. I mean, that's
Right.
natural things. That's nothing that's out of
Yeah.
your way. If it's something
No.
where you're like, "Oh, this feels out of my way," it
Mhm.
probably is. You don't need to
Yeah.
be doing it.
And it's not
Like,
gonna
trust me.
ruin the land or destroy the land. It's
No, the
giving to
land
the
needs
land.
the nourishing. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it would be like an equal exchange. You take care of me, I kinda take care of you.
Right.
There's a difference between it. Yeah.
Yeah. And a mutual understanding and respect for each other. Yeah. Hello,
Mhm.
T Tarot with Lady T. I like that. That's
Hello.
neat.
How are
Hello.
you?
Welcome.
And welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. That is neat. That's a little tongue twister, wasn't it? I was like,
Yeah.
trying to get it out right. But I also did the Kurt Cobain reading. What did you think about that, Megan?
I thought it was a good reading. I liked it. I do think that, I think you had a good connection with that reading.
Yeah.
Um, and I do think that I want to say I can only say like my connection kind of that I saw with it. When
Yeah.
I kind of talked to it, I liked how like you were able to kind of get more of a response and not so much of like a cold like kind
Yeah.
of wall, but I
Yeah.
hold on one second.
Yeah, that was, that reading for me with Kurt Cobain was like, and I called Megan and I told her, I said, "I don't think I've ever done a reading quite like this one." And she said, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because have you ever talked to somebody from the '60s?" I mean, because he was like, his energy was laid back and he was like, easygoing, soft. I mean, and I've never really seen any interviews with Kurt Cobain. I've heard him
Yeah.
sing, but I've
Yeah.
never like sat down and listened to his interviews. But he just seemed like he was really mellow, easygoing, and he was just kind of like I was just getting information, and I just kind of like for me, how we were talking about how do you see spirits and stuff. So I like for him, I just kind of seen him in a flash,
Right.
but I seen him sitting down. I didn't see him standing up, but I seen him sitting down. And he had how he showed me how he would have been. So I didn't see him how he was in his
Yeah.
spirit. I seen him how he would have been. And he was smoking a cigarette and he was just kind of sitting there, like, just in this mellow kind of thing. And and this, it was like it's almost like a reading where you're just like, you just almost want to go to sleep. You're just so relaxed
Yeah.
you could just sit there and just kinda just be there. And
Yeah.
just, it's kinda like, "Man, I hate for you to go, Kurt." It was
Yeah.
this was a good reading. I kinda enjoyed it. So, um, but yeah, I definitely feel like he did not do that to himself. That was not.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like when originally looked into the years ago, I didn't really look at it as an aspect of if anybody else even could have done it, and
Mhm.
I always kind of when I've looked into it, I kind of just always felt very sedated. That was it. I didn't feel nervous, I didn't feel scared. So I always looked at it as like if you were to know something was
Mhm.
coming, you would be a bit nervous, you'd be a bit scared. So that always is just something that threw me off about the reading, or the energy when I kind of tapped into it. He always felt very calm and sedated, but you're saying you got the same kind of very calm, mellow,
Yeah.
just kind of relaxed energy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think I just didn't have that connection like you did with it, but I think your connection with him was great.
Yeah, I've en if you enjoy a connection with somebody with,
Yeah,
with a spirit, that I mean, he just seemed I felt really sad afterwards too because
yeah,
I think he was a really cool guy. I mean, I think he could have been I think he
yeah,
could have been big, like anything else, but I feel like he was not gonna be there. I feel like he was putting all of them behind him, and he
yeah,
was moving forward, he was changing, and I think he found out some stuff, like, when I got the Hangman, it was like and the Hermit, I think I got the Hermit or the Hangman, I can't remember which one, but I feel like he had time to he had a clear mind because the Ace of Swords came in there, and that's clear-minded. So
yeah,
I was like, I think he's seen somebody was taking his money.
yeah. I
Somebody
don't know.
was doing, not doing right by him, and I think he figured that out, and I think he had some changes coming, and I don't think they didn't want that,
To deal with
you
that,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I do think he was tired of the music industry just in, like, what it stood for
Yeah.
too. I watched, an on-stage performance, and they joke about it being one of, like, the performances that go down in history for it because of what they did in it. So it
Mhm.
was like, I forget what just say it was, like, Unplugged or something on
Yeah.
MTV, but basically, like, the rule they had was you had to sing, like, live, but you couldn't play your instruments or something like that, or it was reversed or something like that, but he didn't like the rule. So like
Yeah.
the instruments were playing, but they weren't supposed to give, like, the music was playing the instruments, they weren't allowed to, but he didn't, like, you weren't supposed to give that away. But since he was pissed that they had to actually sing or whatever it was, they couldn't use it already like recorded vocals, like
Gotcha.
he kept his hand off of the guitar. So they were like robots, like doing the whole performance, but like it was his way of exposing it.
You're
So
right.
in his own way, like he found ways of exposing things. So I think that's what it was, even though it was something little and everybody loved the performance,
Mhm.
because he was singing real funny and making funny voices and like he was putting his mouth all over the microphone and he wasn't actually playing the instruments. Nobody was, as they
Yeah.
were doing all this crazy stuff. And like they kind of just wrote it off to like, oh, they're just great, in the moment performers. They were actually mocking the industry. So I
Yeah.
think that was probably one of the things that kind of added to it. He just didn't
Mhm.
like the hypocrisy of the
Yeah.
way that they told them. They
Yeah.
didn't want them doing certain things, but they didn't want them talking about it either.
Yeah.
So his way of like, well, I'll talk about it, but I'm going to show them this is a bunch of
Right.
bullshit. You know
And
what I
you said
mean?
I couldn't talk, but you didn't say I couldn't show it. Right.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
showed it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what he was doing. That was causing some of the issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I I was really happy with that reading when I was done with it, because I really felt like, sometimes when I do a reading, I'm happy with all my readings, but sometimes I just wish the connection had been different,
Yeah.
or better connection or something. But sometimes when you do those readings, they don't want to talk to you.
No. Those are the ones where I say so much now. I don't try to do every case anymore. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I
Right.
think in the beginning, like, I tried to connect to every case because I didn't want to. I think it's almost like you feel like, well, if I can't, then maybe I'm not good at this or something. But I don't
Mhm.
think that's it. Like, you're not meant to connect with everybody. You're not meant to understand every situation,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't always connect with older people as much as I connect with younger energies. I don't
Right.
really know what that is. That's just the way that
Right.
is for me. And the a lot more people I connect with too are usually people who are, maybe had some kind of anxiety or depression or mental, or even like learning disabilities or different things like that. There's usually something else to it of the mind. It's never usually just like cut and dry. So
And
I don't know.
you can feel that too, like, when you do readings, you can tell if they had, um, a foggy mind, or you can
Hmm.
tell if they had something wrong, if
Yeah.
they were missing something, or, I mean, you can tell, like, if they had ADHD, you can tell how they're all over the place.
Hmm.
You pick up on that, and sometimes those readings are hard
Yeah. I
'cause
mean,
you
I've even had readings where I could like taste something in my mouth. Like I didn't
Yeah.
know what that was. And then I told the person I was reading for, and
Mhm.
they were like, yeah, that person does that.
Mhm.
And they're like, "That's so weird." And I was like, "Yeah, that is
Mhm.
kind of weird," because I was wondering why it tasted like that. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
if the person's open enough and they let you connect with them, I mean, you
Right.
can, but you can
Right.
feel when they're also closed off too.
Mhm.
Like it's
Mhm.
almost like a wall. It is just a wall. So that's
Mhm.
where I guess too, like where I was saying, I don't so much try to prove those anymore. It's like because I don't feel like that someone who's really wanting like a
Their
connection
story told.
anyways. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, because I
Yeah.
mean, if you're coming to somebody for a reading, I mean, most of the time you would want your energy to be open to get the
Right.
best message you can.
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't know. I just don't get going to somebody if you don't trust them enough to read your energy.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah,
don't think I'd
and
be
that
doing that in the first place.
I've got one now, and I was telling you earlier, I won't say it here yet because I wanna give it a couple of more tries, but I'm just
Oh
having a
yeah,
hard time connecting with him, and I don't know if it's just because he doesn't want his story to be told, or he's just being a little jerk.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
some things aren't meant
yeah.
to be told. Some
Right.
people don't like to hear that too. Like, in
Mhm.
readings and stuff, people come like, well, maybe you just can't connect or you don't know. Maybe like you're not supposed to know. And sometimes
Yeah.
you're not supposed to know who did what.
Right.
Like that's part of the lesson from it. That's part
Yep.
of what, ever the purpose behind it is. And then maybe it comes out in a certain time, maybe it doesn't.
Mhm.
But sometimes things just aren't meant to be known either,
No, and they're
and
not
maybe it's not
ready.
meant for you to know. I don't know, or
Sometimes they're
me.
not ready to talk to you. They're like, "Nah, I'm not ready for my story to be out there," for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I'm not ready
Yeah.
for that. I don't want to talk about that, or I don't want you talking about that, so because I've had cases where I just didn't do them because I didn't feel like what I got was like, I felt like it was like a jumbled bunch of stuff. So I kind of felt like they were just throwing crap at me,
Yeah.
and it didn't sound, none of it went fluid, and it didn't sound right. So there's some cases that I just won't do.
Well, I think those are probably going to be more your cases. Like I was saying, like not every message or being or entity that comes from you is like
Yeah.
love and light. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I think
Right.
you learn that as a reader too. When those
Mhm.
readings feel like that, there's probably a reason it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
probably should just leave it alone,
Yeah.
And so that's more, like, I guess, like what I kind of feel like too. Like I don't try to push those anymore,
Right. Yeah, I
a
don't either.
connection or anything. If
Yeah.
someone else can get it, that's great for them, but
Right.
I just don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Don't push things.
Yeah. When I did Erica Kirk, I connected pretty quick. But before I did, I kept, like, I picked my crystals out that I want to put beside me, that I'm drawn to for that reading.
Hmm.
And whatever I feel drawn to, I'll put it over there. And I just kept hearing red. red. You need red and you need obsidian." And I'm like, "Okay." So
Yeah.
that's why the colors now. I don't know why red was so important, but toward the end, I just kept seeing her in red.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't.
it is like a domination color, but it's
Yeah,
also grounding and rooting. So it could have been for you to stay rooted and grounded in it
yeah,
too. So it
yeah.
didn't. And then the black is obviously going to be the protection, especially
Right.
obsidian, to
So
absorb it.
yeah, I definitely listen to that
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
stuff.
with hers reading, I would imagine you'd kind of have to. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. And I agree. Like, at first, I don't think it was probably always that dark, but I think it turned. And I think
yeah,
that that's probably, where you're
yeah,
getting the pull to want to use those particular,
yeah,
crystals for.
yeah, yeah. Because
So,
I didn't realize she was that much older than him. I just assumed they were around the same age
yeah, I didn't either.
together. But she was born in '88, and he was only 31.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit older than him,
Yeah.
which is not a
Well,
big deal, but, I mean, I just wasn't expecting that.
I think an age gap like that gives you an upper hand though, a
Mm,
little
yeah.
bit. I mean, you have some experience. You kind
Mhm,
of and I mean, if you're going into it for that reason, that's all.
mhm.
Like, I mean, if there's a different reason, that's, but I do think there was like when I did the handler reading, was she sent to kind of be his handler kind of thing? At some point, did something shift? And I got, yeah, like at some
Yeah,
point it did.
yeah,
She very much became a part of that somehow.
right.
I've thought about doing another reading on it, but I ended up getting shifted to something else and
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
ebb and flow of everything.
right, right. Like, let's see, what did you say? Like they throw many puzzle pieces at you, but they don't right. Yeah, to
Right.
form a clear yeah, and if it does that, if I try like 2 or 3 times and it's just that's what I get, then I just move on.
Yeah. And if
Because
it's confusing, like it shouldn't be so confusing. Like I've noticed with like readings, like, and what's funny is like the readings I have the most genuine connections with and the ones I feel the most proud of are the ones that get the least views, is most interestingly enough. You know what
yeah,
I mean? The ones
yeah,
that feel like have the most connection, like and I'm not saying like none of them have a good connection. I'm just saying the ones where I'm like, that was a great connection. Like I'm like happy with that connection. You know what I mean? I'm always like, well,
mhm,
that one didn't do as good as the other one. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So it's
right,
just
right,
disappointing because you just
yeah,
hope everybody else feels it as much as you did,
right, yeah,
and I'm sure again, I'm sure there are people who do, and so I'm not saying that, but it's just like it's just interesting how it works. And I'm saying that
yeah,
about other readers too, like your Kurt Cobain reading. That's great. It's at like 45, which is a tremendous amount, but I think
mhm,
it could be a tremendous amount more. You know what I
right,
mean? So,
right, yeah,
and then, but like your Sebastian reading is done amazing. So it's
it
just
did,
that,
yeah,
and that's a great reading too. So I'm just saying
mhm,
it just depends, I guess on whatever foot it ends up
yeah.
on, but
Yeah, I think with my Erica, Kurt one, I think when the King of Pentacles came in there, that kinda threw me a little bit,
yeah.
and I immediately got the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles was the same person. They
Mm,
didn't start out like that,
yeah.
but they ended like that.
Which she didn't really either from your reading. So it's kind of like they both transitioned over time to a different
Right,
position.
right, and I
Yeah.
was not expecting that when I read it, or when wanted to do the reading because I was just doing the energy around her. I was not quite expecting to get that.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny how you can do a reading and you kind of have expectations, but then they turn out they turn
Completely
out
different.
yeah, they turn out not like you think,
That's how
and
I
that's
felt with
okay.
Nancy Gunther's reading. Like
Yeah,
the first one, I was like, well, I'm going to, but it didn't like pop out to me of like anybody that was like at the time being really looked at. So I was
yeah,
like, well, I'm going to kind of sit on this a little bit more in the second one. Again, I had a lot more that like I felt like that, but I hesitated. So it came out a little bit more in that I was
yeah,
hesitant, but it was because I was trying to be more like, I think this was a setup. Like, I think that Savannah kind of knows what happened, but so there was a hesitation on my side because I was nervous how it was going to be perceived, how it was
yeah,
going to be accepted. So,
yeah,
but I shouldn't, that's going to happen, I guess
yeah.
is what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
You,
yeah,
you
you're
have to
not gonna
expect that.
yeah, you're gonna make some people mad. I did one reading and somebody was like, Your cards are totally wrong. That is so not true. You're way off." And I'm like, "Well, how do you know? Are you
Yeah.
connected to the family? I mean,
Were you
are you
there?
connecting to the missing child? I mean, how do you know that I am way you have to have something to do with the case to know that I'm way off if I am." I said, "And I don't feel like I am. I think it's opposite. I think I
Yeah.
pretty hit pretty close to home and maybe that's what you're worried about."
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I had a complete different night and day reaction to the Nancy Guthrie, where I felt like there was more of a setup, and I was finally saying that from the first reading. Again, the first reading just felt like it wasn't that,
it's
so I was
kind
like,
of
this is not
jumbled.
what I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
yeah,
Yeah. So when
yeah,
I saw that, I was like, it kind of feels more like a setup. So
yeah,
that I got a lot more resistance from that and pushback from that.
yeah.
When I wasn't going with the story.
The narrative. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because why is TMZ talking about it? Why is TMZ the one getting all the information, and they happen to be like pretty much paid for by like upper class, all the
Yeah,
people
why
there.
would you go through TMZ for your ransom note? Why
Yeah, like we
why
haven't
wouldn't
heard
that
nothing else.
why wouldn't that go straight to law enforcement? That's
I don't know. Just the whole thing was weird. Whole
yeah,
thing
and
was weird.
The Bicon, why would you Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Why would you I've never heard ransom go to Bitcoin.
All the different ransoms too. Then she was in Mexico. Then you never heard nothing about Mexico again. Then it was cartel. But like when everybody's like, "Well, cartel doesn't waste time doing that." Well, then we weren't talking
No.
about cartel anymore. So now
Mm-mm.
we're back to like a complete stranger again. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay, again,
yeah,
like
yeah.
whiplash, like a mother
You're
effer right now.
busting people delivery guys' doors in, and I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I started learning tarot in 2017, but I didn't start like reading it like online or for anybody until like 2018. And then I don't think I ever did really realize it. I don't think other than just like you feel weird and like you're not like
Mhm.
anybody else, but that would have been from the time I can remember. Like my memory kicks in. I always felt different, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah.
So really little, but I didn't notice what it was. I think more like things that happen, how like they say certain events like through your life, like I don't even want to use the word traumatic, but certain events that happen to you will kind of like heighten those things or trigger
Mhm.
them. I think that was more probably less what happened to me. Like if it was already there and underlying, I feel like certain things happened that just made it kick in. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
So and I feel like to like a survival thing, I guess.
yeah,
A
yeah.
survival thing. I think my mind and my body learned to do it to read the rooms and instincts and people's
Mhm.
intentions and things like that. So I guess a survival
Yeah,
tactic, I guess, is why
yeah,
mine developed more and more.
yeah.
I don't know. What about you, Tammie?
I would say the same thing because I've always been like, like you said, different. I've always been like that, but um, and I am being in the military. We moved a lot, and we were just here and there and everywhere. And I don't think I really ever had time to slow down
Yeah.
to be able to do deviation. To
Yeah.
to concentrate on my gift. I just had to kind of like use it here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I moved after my husband retired and I moved back here and my mom passed away, then I was able to. It just
Yeah.
started clicking then.
Yeah. I just know most people I've worked with over time, it's usually something happens like a traumatic event to them
Yeah, yeah,
for them, and it's what triggers it.
yeah,
I've just had different things.
yeah. Me
None of
too.
them
Yeah,
attached, but all like different things. I've had a lot of
yeah,
different kind of random shitty things. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, I
yeah,
don't know. Like, I guess that's just the best way to put it. But most people I think that have like are very heightened gifts. They've all been through very like traumatic events
yeah,
or
yeah.
life death experiences, or they
Hmm.
have addiction.
Yeah,
So I mean they've normally or have been abused in some way or something,
yep.
but something usually triggers it. And if
Hmm.
you look through a lot of these Epstein files, that's what they're doing to trigger these people's. They're putting them in black tanks and making them float in water in the dark until their
Hmm.
instinct kicks in and they can telekinesis themselves somewhere else. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It sounds crazy,
Hmm.
but it's
But
not.
but that's why it's not because
That's
it
why it's
sounds good,
not. Yeah, they
right?
do. Of
Yeah,
course, they want you to think it's crazy. They don't want you doing it. They don't want you to be able to learn how strong your mind is and how much you can really
hmm,
control it.
yep,
So,
yep,
but that's what that's about. If you shock the soul enough, it wakes it up
right,
to other ways to look at
right.
things. Yeah, and I think I was just always a very nervous kid too, so I think that probably had a lot to do with it. I was just always nervous and on edge, so I think
Yep,
I think
yep.
my fight or flight was always kicked in a lot.
Ow, boy.
They like stuck to your shirt just now.
Yes, that
He said,
cat.
"Mom, I
He
want
was
to tell
trying.
my story about my gifts."
He was trying to jump up here, and he would have landed right in the middle of the computer, and he probably would have turned it off.
Mm-mm.
Crazy ginger kitty. Uh
Probably I should pause that when I'm drinking. My bad, y'all. I'm new to this microphone thing.
I know we're trying to get used to them.
Yeah. It's like I pause it, then I forget it's paused, and I'm talking
Hmm.
with no microphone. And then when I
Hmm.
have the sound unpaused, like smacking, drinking.
Well, I was trying to see. Okay, close that out on my phone. So me and Megan thought we might do some readings. We don't know how many. I don't know how many's in chat. If anybody would like a reading,
I'm gonna grab some water really quick.
yeah,
Oh,
go
I said,
ahead.
and so
Take time.
yeah, I'm out of water. I should have filled it up before. My bad. One
Okay.
second.
No, you're good. Where's my? My phone is almost dead. I'm gonna have to plug it in pretty soon. But I'm using my computer, so that doesn't matter. It was good to see you see Tarot with Lady T if you're still in here. I like that name. That's pretty cool. Thank you for subscribing. I've seen your name come up there as a new subscriber. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for subscribing. Me and Megan appreciate that. Oh, there's Scout. Hi, Scout. How are you? How you doing? How you doing? Yep, we might do a couple of readings when Megan gets back, if y'all would like. Very good. Thank you, Eve. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. I will have to go
Hi, Scout.
and look in chat.
Yeah, I don't. My stuff's all slow on my chat.
Let's see. Let's see. I was trying to go. I was going to go to my live and then go to that um and subscribe to Tarot T and because she subscribed to us. So I was going to
Okay.
go to her link.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it.
I'm afraid if I do it from my computer, it'll take me out of the computer. So I thought if I do it to my phone,
Mm-hmm.
then it won't take me out.
It's cool. Like they have like community posts and things now for like when you're just starting your channel. I didn't have like a post channel like for my channel when we first started it. Remember, there was like no
Yep.
post, no nothing. You couldn't do
Right.
anything. I had to,
Yep.
and use yeah. So it's nice that you can do that now.
Yeah, you could. I think I was trying to remember when they did that because it was like you had to have 500 subscribers and then they would do it. And
Mine was a
then
thousand when I first started. It was 1,000. I don't know when they switched it to 500.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's been a
been,
couple years now.
but I was surprised when they said you could start using. I think it was 300, and you could start using community post or they don't call it community post anymore. They just call it.
No, they have a community post tab area too, like in addition to your post, and it's like it's I say like a Facebook, but it's like a wall. Like if you go to like
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah, like and you can have it too. Like I think yours has one, T and Tarot's has one, a community. I think that's what it says. Yeah, it's community,
okay,
and like you can post anybody can post on it. So if you go
okay.
to like a creator's page that you like and it says community post under their name, if you push that, like you can post on their page.
Oh, okay. It's different from just the post.
Yeah, like I can go on yours or theirs and write a comment and put something there, like check up on them, share something with them, just whatever. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
and yeah. So Sorry, they're having a moment back there. But hi, Claudia, and then hello. I saw somebody else
Oh,
just a
there. Hi,
second ago.
Claudia. Hi, Claudia. How are
Oh, Witchy
you?
Mama. I saw
Witchy
Witchy
Mama's
Mama.
in here. What you doing, Witchy Mama? What'd you make for supper? I know it's good. I know it was good. You dropped it again. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Eve. Thank you. Because she subscribed to us, so I want to make sure I'm going over there. And I want to do it now while I'm live because
Yeah.
I might forget when I
Yeah,
get
I
off of here.
subscribe too. So
Not on purpose, but once you get off here, your mind is okay. Now what I got to do next?
yeah, I mean to do a bunch of stuff and I don't remember to the next day. Hello,
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Hi,
Look forward
Ronnie
to you
in here
soon. Yeah.
also. Good. Hi, Ronnie. How are
And
you?
Hello, Aussie True Crime and
Oh,
Scout. I think I said
hello,
hello, Scout.
Aussie. What time is it down under, Miss Aussie? Miss Beautiful
Like the
Aussie.
morning,
Glad
I
you.
think. I used to do tarot readings for someone there this late.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
this is when they were up. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You're listen. Hey, look, I listen in the bushes from a lot of
yeah,
times. I'm a lurker.
yeah.
I do. I may be in somebody's chat. I may not say anything, but I give them a like and I'm there.
It only jumps out when people's running behind her house with flashlights in the common area.
Right,
Only when they're running in the common area with
right.
flashlights that
You
Tammie
better
needs to
not be
jump
in
out
my
on you.
common area with a flashlight.
Jump out. Get you.
Now I never noticed my screen went dark and said I have.
What happened?
Her
Oh,
tablet. Yep,
yeah.
there's the petition she put in there for Sebastian. If you haven't signed it, thank you, Scout, for dropping
Yes.
that.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'll just kind of update people just in case
Good.
for Sebastian's petition. So I had created a petition for Sebastian Wayne Rogers to bring in new investigators on his case. So there's about 631 signatures on it when I checked it last, but I'm trying to get it to 1,000 before we turn it into Sumner County. So if y'all haven't checked out that petition yet, please click on that link that I think Scout went ahead and dropped it in chat. And then, please sign and share so that way we can try to get new investigators for Sebastian
Yes.
Wayne Drake Rogers case and
Hmm.
hopefully get that case moving for him and his father.
We want to get
So,
Snuggle Bunny Butthead out.
yeah. Yeah, right.
Snuggle Trouble, is that what did he call that? I
Snuggle
can't.
struggle.
There.
Snuggle
Yeah.
struggle. Yeah, the sheriff calling it snuggle struggles.
Yeah. I have till 2 p.m. to get house clean before the grandbabies get here to mess it up again. That's right. That's okay though, right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that is okay, Miss Claudia. Scout. I'm trying to go through here and make sure I didn't miss
Yeah.
anybody. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. I had
I think
mentioned
it
while you
was.
were gone that we were going to do readings if anybody wanted one. You've been on your tablet all day. Well, that's why you need a battery plug in. 637 signatures.
Do you want me to just slow the chat down?
I don't even know how you can if you want to.
I think I can. I should be able
Yeah,
to.
I don't. With you, Mom, I couldn't remember what he said. I knew it wasn't as cute as Snuggle Bunny, but I couldn't remember what it said. Oh, you know me. I just say what's on my mind. I don't.
I don't know. Maybe I.
I don't. Oh my goodness. I don't always not say. That is great. 637. Yes.
Oh, there it is down there. I was like, why? Okay, yeah. I
Why is
must
it
have.
not?
Here it goes. I'm gonna slow it down.
Okay.
So like 10 seconds or 5
Yep.
seconds.
That's good.
Okay.
I've never had to slow my chat down. That's awesome.
Now you do. Yeah, slow your chat down. It's flying. There we go. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I know I did it. I can do it. I know that.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm telling you, I have no filter. I just speak it. I didn't know it explained each emoji. I didn't either. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
I
that's
tried
what
to
I was doing.
I tried to put an emoji in there to see if it had it. And it was the simplest thing, and it didn't have one. And I'm like, how can you not have an emoji for that? And you have the craziest emojis for, and I don't remember what it was.
I know
I'm
random
like,
stuff you wouldn't even think there's one for.
yeah, and I'm like, how can you not have an emoji for this? That's just
You need
nuts.
to make one.
Spring break for my granddaughter. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Connor's is this week
Yeah.
too, because he's in the
Yep.
online one. Like public school was last week,
Hmm.
online's this week for him.
Yep. So my grandkids are out of school next week too. So I feel the nerve too. I feel because they are well, and I have, we have a foster grandson, so he's here too this week. So we have a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So,
Mm,
and they're
yeah.
all they're all boys.
Well, that's good. At least everybody's in the same
Yeah,
in the same, like, arena there.
yeah, except for me. I mean, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I'm the only girl here too,
yeah, I'm like,
besides the dog.
thank you. I have to go out in the pasture and hang out with the daggone horses. I want
Yeah,
some
me and Lola.
females around.
Yeah, even the cats are boys,
Yeah,
so
I know. Yeah,
the kids Chris and the kids love snickerdoodles. I'm sorry that your friend's dying, though. That's
yes.
unfortunate to hear.
I love snickerdoodles too.
They are
Tortilla
good.
soup with cheese, pepper, bean, quesadillas. Can't remember if I said no. You didn't say it, but I
No.
know you always fix something good.
That's what Tammy always asks.
Because me and her swap recipes. We swap recipes, and
You
then
have to try that one.
I love her recipes because she sends them to me, and I've only given her one, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I've got a couple I can give her, but she always fixes good stuff, and she always makes hers from like fresh stuff, fresh
Yeah.
vegetables and stuff. Because
Yeah.
her daughter has a garden and she robs it.
Oh, cool. I know I wanna start going to the, farmer's market here because I
Yeah,
wanna do, like, a garden here, but I don't know if I'll end up setting one up over here, but I do wanna eventually get to my own garden, but I wanna go to the farmer's market here
yeah.
until then.
Tortilla soup does sound good, don't it, Ronnie? Yeah,
Yeah, soup sounds good in general.
that's a lot of kids. Yes, 4
Yeah.
boys. Yes, yeah. I'll be right over with you, Mama. Right?
I know it's getting cold out. You'll have to make you some tomorrow. Then it's supposed to get
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. It's supposed to be like 29. Yep.
Yeah.
The school year end in May for you ladies. Ours ends in June. Yes, it ends in May.
I don't know what Connors does yet. I feel like Connors might in the beginning of June. I feel like for some reason, but it
Yeah.
might be the end of May. I haven't hit again with his school, online school. This is only the first full year that we've been doing it, so I haven't done the end of a school year yet.
It's like depending, it'll be May 16th, 17th, or 18th, somewhere along there. And then they go back to school like August 6th or 7th. So it's like forever. I
Yeah,
mean, it feels like they are out of school for like,
a long time. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I feel like they have kind of added like a week or two to it
I
than
think,
what we used to
I
have.
think I think they have.
Yeah, but see, with him being in homeschool, like I'm taking it. I'm like, because I'm basically the one like doing everything. Like like
Hmm.
they sit in the
Yeah,
class for like the lesson, but they don't do anything in class,
yeah,
like nothing. Everything's done here with me. So if he don't know it, I'm teaching it to him. So it's like I'm all
yeah.
for the 3-month vacation. Give it
Hey,
to me.
yeah. Heck yeah. You need a break too.
I need to be out
Yeah,
of school.
yeah. And I only have one grandchild, so maybe may the force be with you, Tammy. Right? Well, I have 8 grandkids altogether. Believe it or not, I do, and one foster grandson. So, and my oldest grandson is 15. I have 2 granddaughters, 11 and 9. I have 2 more grandsons under that. They are 4 and 6. So I have 8 grandkids,
Yeah,
6 boys and 2 girls.
lots of boys.
And yeah, 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 lots of boys. She asked me to bake her cookies. She told me she thinks, oh no,
Mm.
I hate that. That does sound delicious. It was delicious.
Well, you know the answer very quickly.
Right. I'm surprised Nanny is still here. She's been terminal for a long time. Oh, but those are painful.
Yeah, they are.
My
That's what I
grandson had
hear
one.
they are. Yeah.
Hmm. His was out of his back.
Mm,
Wish I could grow a garden here. Most we can grow is flower. Yeah. Las Vegas is not.
yeah,
You can't. Yeah,
ideal.
yeah. You have too much sand.
Yeah,
Sand. You have too much sand. So nice and snow melted and ground dried. Then last 6 inches of snow and winter weather warnings. Then this afternoon started melting again. Oh Lord. You raised 9 kids. Wow, bless you. Mm. Tammy, I would be in heaven. Yep, I know. So grandkids with all my grandbabies. I know.
I
Oh,
love chicken
it
pot
was
pie.
delicious. What's about? Yes. Did you make it? I I have my chicken pot pie recipe is real easy.
Is it? I love chicken. You have to give it to me because I love
Yeah,
chicken pot pie.
it is so easy.
I wanted to try shepherd's pie. I've never had it, but I want to try
It
it. I've
sounds
never
like
had
it
it.
would be good.
Yeah, it
It
looks
sounds like it would
good.
be. Yeah,
I mean, I
I
like
mean,
all those things. So I'm like,
I like meat and potatoes. I mean, I don't.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
yeah. But like we were talking about earlier, yeah, I don't eat as much
Mhm.
meat. But like if I were
Yeah.
to want like a meat dish, I would kind of want to try that next.
3 great grandchildren, Eve. Really? Wow. I would have not have guessed that. It is good. I bet yours was probably better than mine though, because you probably put all fresh vegetables in yours. You like shepherd's pie too, would you, Mama? Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna make it, but like right now I haven't been wanting that much meat. Like the only thing I'll really eat
Yeah.
when I don't want meat much is chicken. Like that's the only thing I can kind of eat, and it's just
Mhm.
because I don't really know what else, just to get
Mhm.
full easy. And I'm trying to like
Yep.
stay on the slimmer side right now because I feel like no matter what I eat, it just like sticks to me so easy now. Like
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. It's like great. Thank you.
Mhm.
I hit this age and now everything's like a
Yeah,
magnet.
everything, and I used to I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like, I've made it for a while being able to pretty much eat, like, what I mostly want to, but now it's like,
Yeah.
no, like,
Yeah.
it very much is like you look at something and it's like, "Damn."
No, I'm gonna be wearing it. I can't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, so I have to be really careful, like,
Yeah.
everything that I
Mhm.
eat and drink and
Yeah.
everything now.
Yeah. You need great protein, Megan, she said. An English toad in the hole is a huge comfort food here too. My dad is from England. Oh,
Oh,
do I want
cool.
to know what that is? Do
Yeah.
I-
Chris's, grandparents were where were your grandparents from in England? Wales and London?
Mhm.
So,
Hmm.
and then they're, I guess, in Dallas now or something, or where? No, but they moved here, is what I'm saying. But they were from. Well, yeah, I'm not sure.
Is shepherd pie just beef, peas, and
Yeah,
mashed potatoes?
yeah, yeah. I saw this girl made it, and she had like done like the mixed veggies. It looked like it was carrots, like
Yeah.
corn and peas. But either, yeah. So
Oh, you would. I would. I didn't realize that you were 74, Miss Eve. I wouldn't have guessed it.
I'm
We
24.
only eat meat one, maybe 2 times. Yeah,
Yeah,
protein. Yeah. Yep.
yeah. I just don't want it as much anymore. Like even like
Mhm.
I'll eat egg drop soup a lot now. Like in that and just the egg, I guess, in
Yeah.
it kind of almost gives that. And I like mushrooms,
Yeah,
so
I do too. Yep. Oh,
but
girl, we can look at food. You right.
yeah. It's
100%.
very aggravating
It
actually,
is.
like,
It
because
is.
again, I used to just be able to eat whatever the
It
hell I
is.
wanted really, and it's
Yeah.
like, same thing, like I was telling you, like,
Mhm.
hair's changed, diets
Mhm.
change, like, everything is
Mhm.
changing, it's like,
Yep.
ugh, disgusting,
Mhm.
disgusting. Damn hormones.
No, damn it. Damn it. Nobody said it was gonna do this.
Yeah, not like
Mr.
this,
Wolf and I
yeah,
only eat 2 meals a day with a main meal before noon.
yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be fat and terrible, have terrible indigestion.
Mr. Wolf,
I
I
know.
love that, Mr.
I
Wolf.
know. Isn't neat? Mr. Wolf is neat. So, does
Yeah.
anybody want a reading? Megan and I said we would do some readings toward the end of the live if you would like one.
I think I've seen that a lot where
Toad
they
in the
do.
Hole is a worksheet pudding, a crispy bread batter with sausage chunks in it, topped with brown gravy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm getting to where, like, I only want, like, 2 big meals a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yorkshire pudding. I was gonna say, is that the same thing?
Oh,
I saw
okay.
on TV. Yes, I think that's, like, the same thing. I guess.
As long as I could substitute the sausage, I'll probably be okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat pork, so
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care for that as much. I don't like bacon as much as I used to. I
Mm,
used to really like bacon. I don't like it as much as I used to.
yeah, I don't. One of our neighbors drove into the many now lakes from floods, got stuck, and could not figure out why the car would not keep going. What? I sent you a meme of people driving through the water. They probably seen that and
Yeah.
probably tried it. she's she's had lots of water and mudslides and people. You know how people are like it's like they tell you don't go through the water if you can't see the bottom.
Yeah.
And people do not listen.
Well, then they hit their brakes too, and, like, then that was sucks all the water in, like, you're not
Yeah,
supposed to, like, hit your brakes, you're supposed to just keep going, like,
yeah,
through it the best you can, like, and then because once you hit it, it sucks it all up. I don't know, that's all I know, it's just because 'cause we're on an island, I guess. That's the only reason I know that. Like, don't go through water. But, yeah, like, it floods really bad around here after
yeah,
since Ike and stuff,
yeah.
so there you have to be careful where you go.
You want to get out and say, "Hey, you flooded out your car. It's got
Yeah.
full of water.
Yeah.
It's
I think
not
a lot of the
going to
people
run."
around here do it on purpose too, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. To
Yeah,
then
I
get
think a lot
yeah.
of people do, like, when we left for the storm Harvey or whatever
Insurance.
it was, or Ike, I
Mhm.
don't remember, but they had them all lined up against, like, the docks and stuff, and I was like, "Well, how is the insurance company gonna believe that was an accident?
Yeah.
Because you have them parked up against the fishing docks and the piers, so,
Yeah.
like, clearly
Yeah.
you left it there for the hurricane to submerge your
To
car."
oh yeah, and take it away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even an inch of water can make yeah,
That
it
yeah.
sure can. It can make you hydroplane.
We have a lot
Yep.
of places on the island that are like that, you don't think it's deep, and then it drops all of a sudden, and, like, you can be just going, and then all of a sudden you're, like, in a hole,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like it.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I like having
Turn
breakfast
around.
for dinner too.
Yeah, turn around, don't drown.
Yeah.
That's like our slogan.
I know, it is. Yeah,
My
it
my
is.
slogan for my island. Turn
Mhm.
around, don't
Don't
drown.
drown. Yeah. 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 It is. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's funny.
That is funny.
But
Yeah. So if you would like a reading, let us know. We are prepared.
let me go where yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I would know as much about car flooding if I didn't live on an island.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how much it just doesn't bother me, like, storm stuff doesn't really freak me out, like, flood
Mm.
but I don't think it would you either, right? I mean, you're
No.
used to a bunch of flooding and raining too.
Yeah, if I'm just not gonna drive through it. I'm not. Just like when we had that 8 inches of ice. Nope.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't even know what
I
to begin to do with that,
I
so
didn't even want to go in the fire truck anywhere. And that's heavy,
yeah,
and you probably won't slide with it. You're
yeah.
doing, really good to keep it on the road, but man,
Yeah.
mm-mm. You don't
Chris
have to tell me but once not to get out in bad
yeah,
weather
Chris
on
knows how to
the
drive a little bit more in, like, the icy kinda stuff because he's from
Mhm.
Dallas. Like, well, he
Yeah,
lived in Dallas too, but I
yeah,
I don't know much about ice stuff at all.
yeah. I'm not yeah, my husband's from Missouri, and he knows too, and he was like, "I don't wanna get out in that."
Yeah,
He
and
did, but
why do it if you don't need to either, you know?
Mhm. Yep. It would be so great if you ladies would start another channel for sharing recipes. Oh,
Yeah,
home life and chores. Yeah, yeah.
I've been doing, like, a lot more where I'll make our pizza dough now, and I use it for, like, biscuits and things like that with the kids, especially with just
Mhm.
how expensive everything is now. Everything's really
Yeah,
expensive.
it is. I watched a show for some reason, it came up in my algorithm, and I was like, "Okay," because sometimes you like to watch, like, stuff that you just really don't have to think about. You just kinda just sit and watch it,
Yeah,
it's mindless, I guess.
yeah.
And it was this lady's channel. I've never seen her channel before, but she was showing I guess she lives in, does she live in Norway? Where did she live? I think she lived in Norway, and she was showing a bakery
Hmm.
and how they make their bread. So her
Oh, yeah.
whole video was just
Like
They
stock
let her in the
bacon. That's
bakery and
cool
they
though.
showed her how they made bread, and you could see them making the different recipes, and she put, in the closed caption, in the title subtitles down there, she put in there what everything they were making and
Yeah.
why they make their bread that way there, and then it's a bakery upstairs, so they serve bread and food and stuff, and then downstairs is where they actually bake the bread that they serve.
Yeah.
And
I
it
mean,
was
you can really do that for anything, like in like where
yeah.
you are, too, like whatever specialties like they have there, like in your
Mhm.
area, you could go to an area like that. Yeah, we can make a
Yeah.
cooking channel and then we'll go to like all the special areas
Yeah.
around us and
Yeah.
upload those and
Yeah.
incorporate it into our own. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that stuff would be fun. I like doing
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And
I
that's
love
what
baking
she
stuff.
did, and I was like, "Man, this is just" it was so calming and mindless,
Yeah.
and it was just showing you the
I like that
different
too.
breads and stuff that they did, and it was pretty cool to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not great at
Mhm.
baking. Like I say like pizza dough and stuff like that, but I don't feel like that. Like I don't feel like that takes a lot of baking skills. Like it
Yeah.
seems like it would, but it doesn't. Like you just kind of throw the stuff
Yeah.
in there, let it like rise, and
Yeah.
then like get it out the best you can. But I'm not really good at
Mhm.
making baking.
Yeah.
Tara's good at baking.
There are a few easy recipes to make bread. Yeah. And they didn't show you they didn't show you, like, the amounts of each. They showed you making it, but, you didn't know how much flour they put in there and how much milk and stuff. They just showed you putting it in there, but they didn't give you the measurements of everything, which I don't blame them.
Yeah,
That's
their
their
recipes.
yeah,
But you can
so
kind of see what it is, what they're
yeah.
using for the most part, and kind of guesstimate what it is.
Mhm.
And then I've looked too, like if you kind of just look up online, most of the time it'll kind of tell you kind of what they're
Yeah,
using too.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a Publix here.
Uh,
Probably something that
we don't have one here either. When we were stationed in, Florida, there was a Publix there. They're kind of expensive. They kind of, fall along the lines of, you know what Berkshire's is? Berkshire's?
I've heard of
Y'all
it,
have a
but
Berkshire's?
yeah,
They
no, we
kind of
don't have
fall a
that.
line on them too.
Yeah, I mean, on the island, we don't have much of any of that stuff. I mean, we
Yeah,
had,
I don't have that either
yeah,
here
you'd
either.
have to go into Houston, like getting into Houston almost to kind of see some of those places.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah, I used to like to watch Bon Appetit when they first came out. Like when I
mhm,
actually first started my YouTube page in 2017 or 2018, they had a great stuff on there. I don't like them as much anymore, but if you go back to the Bon Appetit app, like if you have an app thing where you can add apps to your TV, I think all of them probably do now.
mhm.
But the original Bon Appetit, like 2018, if you go back that far back, I love those episodes. For a
Yeah,
good year or two following that, I mean, they were always teaching you how to make stuff, how to make like your own, like you can make your own pickle, like just everything, like things you would do,
mhm,
like how to cure your own meats if you wanted to do that. I don't know, but they were just showing you how to do everything, and I loved
yeah,
watching that. And that's when I
yeah.
really started getting in. That's probably when I started gaining all the weight too.
Mm.
So
I make all the breads, rolls, buns, tortillas, yogurt,
yeah,
granola, seasoning, whatever we want for dinners. Nice.
yeah. And then once you get used to it, it's easier to do because then you
Yeah.
start to have more of that and stuff. But
Yep. Was a lady cooking it on a 1959 chamber stove,
yeah,
which led me to looking the stove up, which took me to organizing, and I ended up looking for cabinet lights. Oh my, right.
yeah,
One thing led to the other, to the other, to the
pretty
other,
much.
right?
There's
Yeah,
one
got
lady that I watch, and it's like American Frontier or
that's
something like I don't know.
original one.
But it's like she cooks like from they did like the 1800s. Like, like they got like chicken and she
Yeah,
does her
can
own
you
like butter.
imagine?
I love watching it though. Like I'd
Mhm.
never, I don't, I'd like to think that I could do that if I really needed to.
Yeah.
But like, like you get mindless watching, like binging. So
Yeah.
I like watching it too
Yeah.
because it's just really neat to watch the flow of it and how easy it is
Mhm.
for her, because it's like
Yeah.
you're watching and it does look super easy.
Yeah.
But again, she has all the proper ingredients and things. When you cook like that, you have everything that you
Mhm.
need.
There's this guy that's also on YouTube, and I don't know. I do not know. Sometimes I sit and think, how does he show up in my algorithm? I mean, how do some of these people show up? But everything in his house is old, like 1920 something. 19. He dresses like that. His
Yeah.
car is like that. Um, and he'll do, like, his videos aren't very long. They're like 7 to 10, 15 minutes long, and he'll
Mhm.
get on there and he'll cook on his stove, or he'll take you in his car.
Yeah.
And he has one of those old. the old big round microphone, that the
Yeah.
old radio shows used to
Yeah, yeah,
do,
yeah.
and he'll play music off of that, what's
Transistor radio.
it's no, it's the record player, the big round.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He'll play music off of there, and sometimes he'll sing, and I'm like, "How did he show up in my
Yeah, maybe
stuff?
he watches
Where
your
did he
stuff.
where did he come
They
from?"
always say
So
that's kind of what it happens, like, if you don't
mhm.
know how someone just pops up in your algorithm, it's supposedly
Yeah,
it's because they looked at yours.
yeah,
Like, I don't think it matters what
yeah,
platform it's on, because I have things pop up in mine, I'm like, "Where the hell did that come from?" You know what I
yeah,
mean? But, like and then I noticed later on, they'll end up having, like, readers or things on their shows, like tarot
yeah,
readers or psychics or something, or people who do paranormal investigations or something,
yeah,
and I didn't even know, like, I watched them for other stuff, but I didn't know that they
yeah,
had that or something, and maybe
yeah,
it links it itself, but I've always read that, though. Like, if people or
yeah.
something randomly pops up, it's because that looked at your stuff.
And I really don't know what he does for a living, but I think he's like an engineer, or he's like a scientist or
Probably.
something up. So because he's very intelligent. I mean,
He
you can
probably
just
keeps
tell.
all that stuff running.
But yeah, and he's
Yeah.
just like, he did a episode with him washing clothes through his ringer
Yeah.
washing machine. So it's like, I'm like, I don't know how you turned up here, but now I fell in this hole.
Yeah.
So now
It
I
feels
have
good though, like, when I watch some of
to,
that stuff, it does remind
yeah.
me of, like, even, like, the wood panels, like, the house before we had here, before it got flooded out and stuff,
Mhm,
like, my parents had, it was, like, old wood panels, like,
mhm,
the walling, like, the old retro kinda wood panel walling.
yeah,
So whenever I see that kinda stuff, I'm like, "Oh, this is just so
yeah,
relaxing." Like, it
yeah.
feels great.
I will have to, if I can find his, because I don't remember if I subscribed to him or not, but I'll have to
Yeah, I like watching
share
stuff
his.
like
I
that.
mean, I'll have to share it because it's like one of those weird things, and you start watching, and like, why am I mean, even the inside of his house is like from that era.
Yeah.
His telephone, I mean, all of it. It's just he dresses like, I mean, his hats. It's just,
I see
and
everything
he's
was made
young.
good then too.
And he's young.
Yeah.
He's not like in his 40s or 50s. He's
He just
young.
likes that air. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he really does it. When you hear him talk, you're like,
Old soul.
so wait till if
Yeah,
I'm
I
able
wanna
to
see
share
it.
it, I'll share it. Yeah. My mom used to cook on a wood stove, and that's really hard. Mine would be raw in the middle and burnt on the edge. It's an art to work cooking on a
I've
wood
never seen
stove.
anybody do it.
Yeah. I have a channel. I watch the family save the wildlife over here, mainly dad and his 5-year-old. Oh, almost kind of like who were they? Who was the what was his name? He got killed.
Oh, I keep wanting to say Dundee, and that's not Irwin. I
Yes.
was like, what the I'm like, stop that, Megan. That's not his fucking
Why
name.
did he just slip my mind? But yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
neat.
Steve Irwin.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Your phone is listening to your thoughts. Man, would I be in trouble, Ronnie, if that was happening.
I think it is, especially because like you'll
Mm,
say something, then you go on there and all these ads and things start popping up. And I have like all that stuff turned off to where it's not supposed to be listening to anything. So
right.
how is it still coming up?
AI.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Creepy.
I
Weird.
don't cook anymore since I can't walk and I'm on a mobility scooter. It's too hard to eat microwave. I can see
Mhm.
that though. I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to cook for just one person too. I mean,
And what's the yeah, and you really don't really what would be I wouldn't want to
yeah.
after a while, not all the time, maybe
Mhm.
every now and then, but probably once in a
Mhm.
blue moon.
Do you still watch special needs little girl who was kidnapped? Do you watch the mom and boys who made a home from the cave still? Oh my goodness.
It's a
You
lot
love
going
you
on.
love the Hillbilly Kitchen? I don't think I've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Sometimes off the wall streams turn out to be you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know how this dude appeared. I was interested in making homemade ricotta, but after using a gallon of whole milk and a few tablespoons of vinegar and a few tablespoons of lemon juice, but it
It doesn't make
made a
very much better.
pint. Oh, one and a half. Didn't make very much then, did it?
No, I feel like that when I make like oat milks and things like that, it doesn't come out very much, and I get like 2 uses out of it, and so I'm sorry, I'm just gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Like, I
Right.
can't
Yeah.
do it anymore.
Yeah. How much? I got to squeeze how much out of this?
Out of
I
this
mean,
little
yeah.
oat. No, I'm just kidding. This little
Hey,
thing.
yeah. Oh, Steve Irwin. That's right. I don't know why I just could not think of his name. It didn't work
Yeah.
out. Now, let me tell you who makes good sourdough bread. And if she comes in here,
Alright.
you can ask her. Appalachia Skies makes awesome.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
sourdough.
she makes her own sourdough and she makes her own sourdough starter.
Yeah.
So if she comes in here, you will have to ask
I like
her
how people will
about that.
name their sourdough starters. I mean, hers has probably the name. Like
Mhm.
Ethel or like Lucy. It's always some name like that. I'm gonna name my sourdough starter
Oh
Ethel.
my gosh. Little Hill Homestead has amazing bread recipes and kitchen hacks for everything. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of good like food
It
channels.
is. Yeah. She's talking and delivers ads if you talk or boots or vacations in Hawaii. Oh, well, there you go. Talk about vacay. Maybe it'll send you one. I'd be eating tuna, oatmeal, easy quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I like tuna. And sometimes I don't even add that much to it if I'm super lazy. I'll just put a little bit of pepper in it, maybe some mayonnaise if I feel like going that far.
Baking is good if you're good at science. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Maybe
think
you're
that's what it
in.
is. It's too much of like that, and then I forget stuff sometimes, and especially like I just forget, like
Yeah.
especially if I get into a routine and I think I remember. I feel like you always have to be in the right mind space for that.
Hmm.
My mind's too scattered for that.
Let me see if I can find his channel.
She said I ended up naming my sourdough son of a bitch. That's the best name I've heard so far.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
funny.
Well, I
You
know.
should make a video and bring your sourdough starter out.
That's right.
It'll,
That's right.
it'll definitely get you some good ones on that.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I'd watch.
That's right.
Just make sure you put the name in the title.
make sure you make sure you title it.
Start it off with that.
Yeah, my sourdough starter.
Check out this son of a bitch. Come check out this son of a bitch starter with me.
That's right. This was some son of a bitch to make. I'm telling you.
This is one good tasting son of a bitch.
That's
I feel like towards the end of our lives, I just start making these like random delusional kind of like jokes or something.
Oh,
Remember, my mama would do a pic of this palm full of that. Yeah, that's what I saw one time in a meme. It said like, "Your ancestors will whisper to you when to stop seasoning. That's how you know when to stop." I would say a little bit. That's enough, sweetie. Stop there. And I'm like, I guess that's kind of true, right? Because I feel like when I'm seasoning stuff, I can hear in the back of my head, like, all right, that's enough.
well, I'm in trouble then because I have some Cajuns in my.
And they tell you to keep going, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're telling me. Yeah,
Like,
why aren't you using the hot stuff? What are you
yeah,
talking about?
there's some more
Yeah,
pepper in there.
who would do a pic of this palm? Yeah, palm. That was my grandma. That's how she done it. That's how my mama did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do have uh for my uh Scottish family out there. I do have is when I did mine, it was like night. I had like 25% Scottish and Irish,
Hmm.
and then I it's 45% is like Britain and Wales and or Britain and is it Northwest Europe? So it would be Britain, France, Belgium, those areas.
Yeah.
So there's no telling what kind of seasonings showing up
A
showing
little
up.
bit of everything.
My ancestors are probably fighting over what to tell me. No, she needs to cook this way.
Yeah. It's funny.
I was trying to find his there's a lot of people that like to live in the 1940s apparently.
Do what now?
There's a lot of people that live in the
I love the
19
1940s, 50 time. I love it.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
go back to that, I feel like I love that time.
Yeah. That's the era he lives in and his channel is Professor something, but I can't I will have to really get
That's
in
like I
there.
love that movie Blast from the Past. Like those are like I just love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like any time frame like that. Any of y'all toss salt over your shoulder when I'm cooking?
Let me
Only if
see.
I spill it or I don't use it, but not usually just to cook now.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Nancy G case will be solved?
Not really. I don't think it will, but I think even if it does get solved, I think it's like I think we're being fed a narrative on that, and that's just my opinion from my stance. I think we're being fed a narrative with Nancy Guthrie, so I
Well,
don't think we're going to get any real answers there.
I think uh, the problem I have is it's not a normal. I don't know if you call kidnappings normal, but it's like in most kidnappings, it's either we know they want money, so
Right.
there's that. But it's weird because they don't know she's alive, and they're not saying that they're looking for her body, and they're not saying they're looking for her. They're not really saying anything. They just keep throwing, well, we think she's here, or we think
Yeah.
she's there, or and it's like, how can this case be that messed
Confusing.
up?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
confusing, that back and forth,
yeah,
especially like because they seem like they're very like, oh, well, we know now. Like when they go to give you the information, and as soon as like they're questioned about that information, they just kind of don't talk about it again.
yeah,
So it's like I don't know if they expect to not be questioned, and then they'll change it to something else.
yeah,
It changes. It was the delivery driver, then they were in Mexico, then it was a cartel, then we're back over here again, and there's somebody else. Like I don't know, and I get like you're gonna follow leads. I get that, but there doesn't seem to be a rhyme and rhythm to following anything.
right.
And then when you ask a legitimate, genuine question, there's no legitimate, genuine answer. It doesn't feel like so.
No, and they feel like they're. I mean, I think that they didn't think it would be this big. I mean, it's huge, and they've really turned it into like this big search. And I mean, I think they're in it so far that they don't know how they're going to
They
end
don't
it.
know how they're gonna end it. Yeah, they don't know how
Yeah,
to get out of it. So
yeah,
it's almost like we're just gonna kind of ignore it until we eventually think of something to kind of throw out there, and maybe people. As I said, I feel like they're almost waiting for a moment to where they can kind of give us some information, whatever that might be, to where it's not
yeah,
really questioned no more.
right,
The people will just accept it for what it is, and they don't get questioned. Like that's
right.
just how it feels.
Yep.
So
I
yeah, I
think
like they went from looking and talking about it constantly to not at all. Not looking at all, not talking about it. And then when Savannah did that last statement where she was like, well, she might be alive, she might not be. And I was like, okay, well, that's just telling you we don't know whatever. We're never gonna know what happened to this lady. She
no.
made her donation to like trafficked and missing kids all of a sudden, which she should have done that a month ago.
Yeah.
Because this was a month into her mother missing that she finally decided to donate this money.
Why
Why
would
did you
you
take a month?
why would you donate it to the why would you donate it to that group? Why would you pick that of
Because it came out
children?
that Savannah and her husband were mentioned in the Epstein files.
Uh-huh.
That's
Mhm.
why. She
Mhm.
got called out for being mentioned in the Epstein files. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, we're going to throw some money at some missing and exploited children. And then it was something else. And then that was it. And then it was like,
Yep.
well, she might be dead. She might not. But, like, let's just move on with her in our hearts, everyone. And then she
Right.
wasn't going back to the show. And then she went back to the show, which I didn't
Right.
think she wasn't going to go back. Did you really think she wasn't going to go back? Of course she was.
Yeah.
Of
She
course
was
she was.
waiting on she was waiting on what do you want to call it? Um her the right amount of grace period or whatever.
Yeah.
Um uh-oh, man, it is really.
And I just feel like too, like the way she's handled it, she's handled it as if her mother's passed, in my opinion. Like she took her little break from the show and now she's back after she said like her mother's been kidnapped and it's just horrible situation. Like anybody it'd be a true living nightmare to be in. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go back to the show. They were going to cooperate. And all of a sudden they really didn't say much. And then they were going to kind of
Yeah.
donate money. And now I'm going back to the show. And now it's like, well, we'll let you know if we hear anything. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Thanks for y'all hanging out.
hmm
We're going back to work.
Yeah.
Uh, you know.
And I
She's
get
not.
life goes on too, but it's
She's
just
not.
not hitting for me. Yeah, there's
No.
something a little
No.
bit different about this
No.
to me. And
Yeah.
there's something about Savannah. I just don't know what it is about her. She makes me feel like the Proudfoots feel like. I don't know why. It
Yeah.
just does.
Uh,
I don't, I don't know why.
I think
If I'm
Savannah.
wrong, then I'm wrong. I have no problem saying that. But I just feel like there's something
Yeah.
about Savannah. I just don't like it. So
She did go back to New York. I think
who
I
did?
seen a thing where it says why she chose to go back to New York, and I'm like, I don't care why you chose to go back to New York.
Savannah's husband's in the file he worked for the Clintons as scrubbing their computers. And that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And then again, when everybody was getting, you'd have to again believe what's being said and done to even go that far. But when they were all wearing these boots and having all these monitors and stuff, that's believe what those boots were. They were all wearing them
Mhm.
at the same time.
Yep.
Husbands and wives. How many husband and wives fall and break their ankle and foot at the same time in
No.
Hollywood and in politics and on the news? All of them. All of them.
Yeah.
She's in a
All at
boot.
the same time.
Yeah, she was in a boot too. The same exact boot that all of the stars were wearing.
Mhm.
Who
Mhm.
were in the files too. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
just
that's what they're saying with you, Mama. Why are they looking for her and not after all these? I mean, the whole thing is weird. The whole thing is weird. I mean, I don't.
you can't even get them to talk about Sebastian or Summer.
Mm-mm.
But we're and again, you hope that wherever Nancy is, she's okay. And if she's
Yeah.
not, then that's unfortunate. But either way, again,
Yeah.
we are talking about an 80-year-old woman at this point. It's been over a month. Let's move to the kids who still can't take care of themselves, who haven't lived a full life, who aren't being
Right.
talked about. Like, I just feel
Mhm.
like, and again, stuff is getting it sent into TMZ for this late, so it's
Yeah.
like, why TMZ? And then you find out about the backstory of TMZ. I'm not interested in anything TMZ has to say
No,
whatsoever.
they're not reliable.
Harvey
Why would
Levin's in the
you?
damn file. All
Why
of
would?
them are pretty much.
Yeah. Why
So
would you even send something to somebody that's? Why would you pick TMZ and then the Bitcoin thing just that has always drove me nuts? Who sends? And then the ransom money wasn't even sent, was it?
no. And they never, like, anytime they asked for proof of life, there was never a response, but then they
Yeah.
would come out with another ransom again in some different way.
Mhm.
So, and then every time that would come out, then it would come out that it was somebody different that they were
Yeah.
looking at with a
Yeah.
different ransom.
Yeah.
So it's just too much all over the place. You
Yeah.
can't even get that much in one place for, again, a case that's been going on for years.
I mean, the FBI went all the way to Mexico to look for her, supposedly, but
Yeah.
they won't even go to a state next to, like, Kentucky or Mississippi and look for Sebastian.
Shit, they wouldn't even come out the Sumner County Sheriff office down where all the cameras were to say hello and we're sorry he's been, we're sorry that this is, the 2-year, time frame of when he's been missing and nothing's happened. But I'm
Yeah.
so glad that y'all are out here supporting and wanting to, and honk for
Mhm.
Sebastian, everyone keep spreading his name. Hell no, you didn't get none of that. They didn't even come out the building. You
Nope.
didn't see their faces.
Nope. But they go to Mexico,
Mm-hmm. And this is the
supposedly.
FBI. That's another thing I want.
Mhm.
Isn't it the FBI that's in charge of Nancy Guthrie's case? The same one that kind of buried the files until like everybody had enough and said like you're going to give them
Yeah.
to us, now give them to us.
Because she doesn't like the administration, and she talked bad about the administration, but then when her mom went missing, she went to the administration and asked for the administration's help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's on, like all the stuff leading up to, you see these interviews. She's very aggressive about this information coming out and it not wanting to be brought out.
Mhm.
Savannah was when she
Mhm.
was doing all these interviews. Now I know that she supposedly did. I haven't watched the stuff that she did with the survivors and the victims and stuff. That's something separate. I haven't looked at. I'm talking about her specific ones where she's talking about not wanting this information to come out and how it's all just crazy and conspiracy and it's all a bunch of crap basically. And
Yep.
like, oh, you don't know nothing about it then, like talking to
Mhm.
Trump and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
I mean, it's like she's talking through her teeth almost.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
real mad in there.
Yeah.
So you have
She
to
is
ask
real
yourself,
mad.
what's she so mad about?
Yep.
You know?
She is. Yep.
Yeah, smoke and mirrors and
Yep.
distraction. That's all I
That's
feel
all
comes
it.
from there. I feel like
Yep.
that about the whole thing right now. So
Mhm.
the whole thing is a big disappointment of
It
the way
is.
that we've been lied to and manipulated and
Yeah.
things have been twisted. And then now if you say that, then like it's almost like you're still looked at like you're just
Yeah.
like, and it's like whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to be honest.
you can't even mention who you think it is because then they're like, "Well, how you dare blame the family?" and blah blah blah. But I still think there's a family connection.
I think there is, and I think Savannah knows exactly where that connection lies.
Yeah.
So,
You don't have to take the administration to get the rights anyone else gets. Yep, right. Oh wait, it's Trump's anyone who opposes him is the enemy and open. Yep.
yeah. And
Mhm.
it's not about that sometimes. You know, I don't
Yeah.
agree with everything he's doing and has done. I don't. I don't agree with everything has done and is doing, but I don't disagree with everything either, you
Right.
know? So
Right.
there's certain things I don't love that he did more recently, you know, like some of the things he says or does, but I also don't disagree with everything either.
No.
So, and right
Yeah.
now we're in a kind of shitty position. So let's kind of just sit back and kind of like come up with some new strategies here as like a whole freaking country.
Yeah.
Like there's things, you know, there's other ways to kind of look into this, I feel like.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
mm,
I still think someone in the family. Yep.
I do.
I don't think she was ever in Mexico. I'm just.
No. And it's interesting they even planted that idea.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the cartel, and that's how you really knew they were blowing smoke up your ass.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cartel took an 80-year-old woman.
Yeah. Yeah. They would have no reason to do
And
that.
we would have got a video very quickly of Nancy Guthrie with the cartel, and it wouldn't be anything that anybody would have been able to watch. So again, that's what the
No.
cartel does. So the fact
Yeah.
that they even tried to plant that idea is just, again, they just think everybody's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's what bothers
crazy.
me. People aren't that stupid. At
No.
least they shouldn't be.
No.
So
No. They think we should just accept it because they're saying it, but no.
yeah. Just like they were writing all the history books, right? Ghislaine
Right.
Maxwell's dad is in charge of writing all the history books.
Keep us divided. They have control,
Yeah.
black and white male. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Republican, Democrat, all that crap. It's
Yep.
stupid. It's all stupid. And it just like reinforces, like, you know, when you're doing all this stuff, how it just feels so unnatural to have to like work yourself to the ground to pay for a house that you don't ever get to hang out in anyways because you're working
Mhm.
yourself to the ground.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're paying all these taxes. And as soon as you don't pay your taxes, they're going to have you, I want to say, but you're going to be in deep shit.
Yeah.
And you find out none of them are paying their fucking taxes,
Yep. Right.
you know, and they all know it because they're all doing it for each other. And all
Yep.
these people have family lines who have been controlling every aspect of our lives from as
Yep.
long as we can think of and remember.
Yep.
So yeah, it is frustrating.
So very sad in how they pick and choose these cases, but I feel children who are missing is not getting the proper attention and not the invest. I agree. I agree.
Because some of these things tie back to like if you go far enough up, they're the ones making these children disappear.
Yeah.
Like some of these
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying. Some of these CP, that's what they're talking about dismantling CPS and some of these things and these kids missing who were being monitored
Mhm.
because they're starting to say these people who were monitored are part of the reason why these kids are gone. They were
Mhm.
part of the trafficking ring.
Yep.
That's what it's boiling down to. Is all these CPS workers are crooked and they're
Yeah.
paying to take these kids from these homes. They know that nobody's going to miss them or think that we're supposed nobody knew. So they're
Right.
targeting certain demographics to take them from their homes.
Yep.
That's why they don't want CPS around in some of the ways they do anymore. And you look at places like Tennessee, where the traffic is heavily through there. And it's in a lot of CPS cases, these kids have had open CPS cases.
Yep.
And these workers are now fired. Why?
Yep. How many of the missing kids are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
how many of them are there or went
Yep.
there or even went to these underground places, just a different tunnel?
Mhm.
I mean, there are underground, you know, there you can connect through underground all these places. You
Mhm.
don't have to be just
Yep.
in Washington or just they're everywhere.
Yeah. They're everywhere. Yep.
So there's tons of underground tunnels. They all run through Tennessee. A lot of the people up there, again, they were part of it.
Mhm.
That's why they don't want you talking about it.
Yep.
So that's why they just need to, again, dismantle it, wipe it out. Anybody
Yep.
who's been sitting on you should, and that's the same thing too. Like you shouldn't be able to sit within the same like cabinet or things for a certain amount of time. Like how,
Right. Yeah.
and you should be able to do ties either. Like there, again, I don't know how you would even do that. That's what I'm saying. Things like that need
Yeah.
to be starting to be addressed
Yep.
and figured out how to do this differently.
Yep. I agree. Yep.
So things like this don't keep happening. Yeah.
Well, I guess I better go. It's getting really
Yeah.
bad outside.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's
Sorry.
thundering and lightning pretty good outside.
Yeah, you got big in the house.
And I gotta run, gotta run in the house. I gotta from here to the house, from my studio to the house. So
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get wet, but that's not a big deal. I just want to make sure my computer doesn't get wet. I go nuts if I can. Right. And grandpa in the backyard. Yes, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Me too. I'm same way. Yeah, we're under a tornado watch, not a warning yet, so we're pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Hopefully.
so glad you're all came in. I appreciate y'all. Um, we're going to do Wednesday night, Megan.
Yeah, Wednesday night. I think we said 7 or 6:30, something like that. 7.
Yep,
So
6:37.
yeah,
Yep,
so about Wednesday, 6:37, we'll be kind of looking into Sebastian's case again. So we'll be looking at
yep,
Peter Hyatt's videos
yep.
for
So
Sebastian.
yep,
So
that will be good. And then probably Thursday or Friday, we'll go and back to Watts Island. We're gonna
yes.
get whiplash all the places we're going.
Yeah, all
Uh,
the traveling we're
yeah,
doing.
all the traveling. Um, and we'll go back there, and we got interesting video that we're still going to finish the interrogation because we
Yeah.
want to see Chris's back rub,
Yeah.
how it
Can't get
ends.
enough of that.
But we do have one video that we're going to look at toward the last half of it. That's really interesting on Nicole Kessinger, and we got it's a new channel that Megan found, and we'll drop their link
Yeah.
in the chat so you can
Like
check them out also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're doing a lot of stuff on them, like
yeah,
tracking them or the phone calls where they
yeah,
were
the
pinging and
pinging.
seeing them
Yep,
and stuff. Yeah.
yep.
So
At least it's warm on Watts Island. This is true.
right.
This is true. This is true.
Nice.
So, Megan, thank you. I appreciate you for coming
Yeah.
in and joining me.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you,
enjoyed it.
Chief, for doing hanging out with us a little bit.
Yes, I will call you this week, Tara. I meant to call you. I think it was like Saturday or Friday, but I will call you tomorrow because yeah, Connor's out of school this week. So.
Yes, spring break coming up. Thank you,
Mhm.
all of the
Yes.
mods that were in here tonight. We appreciate you. Thank you to all the friends hanging out, Saturday Night Live hanging out with
Yes,
me and
thank
Megan.
you.
We appreciate you. Maybe we'll get to some readings next time. If
Yeah.
y'all want some, just let us know. We'll start those first next time, and then
Yeah.
we'll do the chatter next.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go so I
All
can
right.
get inside because it is pouring. And I'm
Okay.
probably
All
gonna
right.
be wet. I'm surprised my husband hasn't come got me yet.
I know.
Hurry up, get in the house.
Well,
Thank
be
y'all
careful
for
going in.
joining us. I will. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, Megan. As always, it's a pleasure. I love hanging out with you,
You too.
my
Thank
friend.
you.
And I will talk to all of you later. Be safe.
Yes. Be
Have
safe.
a good start of your week. And I will talk to y'all later.
All right.
Bye,
Love you.
Megan. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, y'all. Love y'all.